And good evening, folks, and hello, dear tubbers. It's a 10-4 with a 10-15 on a 10-14 with an 11-45. And hello, Timmy Thumb. How are you? Oh, snap, Arthur. Arthur, thank you for the resub. 25 months, oh my God. Arthur, thank you. And thank you for for this tonight. So we're playing Police Simulator Patrol Officers for the first time. And, well, my first time streaming it anyway. And it's courtesy of our friend Arthur Burroughs. And Timmy Thumb, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Good evening to you. How's everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. But yeah, thank you, Arthur. Arthur gifted this to me back during the holiday season, you guys. And this is our first chance to actually stream it. Good to see you too, Arthur. I appreciate that. Oh, crap. And hello, Story! Oh, no, it didn't show up right. Take a mulligan, Story. Try it again. I know what you're going for, though. Yeah, it is a part. There you go. You got it this time. Yeah, I guess we all got to shake the rust off, including me. Horrifying. Yeah, it is a little scary. Yeah, it's a party now that you guys are here. Appreciate that. Athens keeping it light. Still somehow a little creepy, though. No, that's beautiful. Thank you, guys. But, yeah, guys, so this is, I guess, well, the last time I was streaming, you guys know I played the LSPDFR Police Simulator version of GTA 5. But in the meantime, since we had last streamed that, Arthur gifted me Police Simulator, which I had been following because it's been in early access since last, I don't know, spring, I guess. So I've been playing it a little bit off stream, but this is my first chance to actually stream it. Oh, now it's looking like Jack Nicholson's Story. Is that like The Shining? The Shining Jack? Jack Mouth, I bet it is. I should not have gotten access to these emotes. Yeah. No, have fun. I mean, because really since the last time I streamed, I'd been adding emotes, so those are new. And then there is, see if I can actually type. Nah, I did it wrong. We got one animated emote. That's too much. What's that, Joker face? Yeah. I think I have slots for 2 more, but I have to... And I don't know why they gave me slots, because I haven't been streaming or anything, but... I got like a whole crap ton of slots, so... I gotta have stuff to fill it. I have to figure out how to do some of the animation myself, though. And hello, Carter! Hi, Kojo and Manfred. Yeah. Welcome, Carter. How you doing? But yeah, Arthur gifted us this. Something I had been following since it started on early access. But usually I don't buy early access games myself. I prefer to kind of wait until they make a finished product, which seems to become rarer and rarer these days. But Arthur gifted me this, so we're going to give it a try tonight. So that's why you see in the chat, the stream title, thanks to Arthur Burroughs. So Arthur, I know we chatted a little bit about this offline. Have you had a chance to actually see this? Have you seen anybody else streaming it? All right. So in the meantime. Right now I have 3 city districts open, rather. That says they haven't seen it yet. Oh, okay. Aside from your one goofy YouTuber. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, a number of people I follow have played it off and on. Because it's in early access, it's not a ton of content, but there's, they're gradually releasing content as, in different phases, I guess. Hopefully it'll, get out of early access at some point. But, like I said, I'm finding I'm having more fun with it than I expected to, based on, its release stages, I guess. Dare says, is it as wacky as flashing lights because that game is a train wreck? It's hard for me to judge, Dare, because I've only seen flashing lights streamed a couple times. My friend, one of our friends streams it. It's Q Diggity Gaming streams it, or he used to stream it, but I haven't seen it really in a long time. I don't know if it's even as robust as flashing lights. There's still, some content to be added, a lot of content to be added. I mean, my standard for comparison still is the LSPDFR mod for GTA 5, but that at this point has been out for so many years and has so much content. They got a long way to go before they can kind of get to that level. But it's a nice foundation, and it's not a mega mod, right? So you don't have to spend literally like that. Putting that mod together takes me like a day and a half every time I rebuild it, So, you want to get somebody a turnkey packaged software product like this, So I'm rooting for it, and we'll see what happens. So, but otherwise, if it wasn't for our friend Arthur, I probably wouldn't have picked it up myself. All right, so basically the way this works is as you can kind of see at the bottom here, there's a duty week, 7 days in the calendar. And what they want you to do is to complete 5 shifts in a 7-day work week, so to speak. And you can, work a number of days, and then you can take a number of days off. But each shift each work week really starts by picking a district. So, for example, I'm going to start with one of these districts. We'll try this. And then once you're in that district, then you have to perform 5 shifts to complete the work week, so to speak. So let's jump into it and see what we can find out. But Dare, did you play flashing lights at all? I don't know if you played that yourself. Actually, I guess you have, right? Because I remember seeing that in your highlights, like in your outro highlights. Yes, you did. You may have broken it many times. Okay. Story says we originally saw this game because a streamer we watch was playing it super early access and was trying to break it. Okay. Seemed like an upgrade from your GTA 5 mod. I'll put it this way. It has a nice foundation. It seems to have pretty good stability, but it's not as feature rich as the GTA 5 mod. So the GTA 5 mod, LSPDFR, basically, you run it for a couple hours and eventually it'll bug out because it's just a very complicated mod. Like, for example, the build that I play, I have something like 75 separate plugins. I mean, it literally takes me a day and a half to build that mod. It really does. If I'm building the game from like a clean build from scratch, But it just has so much content, and this one is not anywhere near as feature rich. But it's a nice foundation. Ethel says, yeah, that sounds like me playing Morrowind. Yeah, probably so. And on that note, as Wisebot has reminded us, basically one of the things that I built for tonight is a drinking game. So because the content is not as rich as LSPDFR, for example, some of it tends to be repetitive in terms. No, I know. Relax, guys. Drink responsibly, right? But I need to exercise, not drink, right? Well, you can drink water, story. But some of the content, if you play it long enough, gets to be repetitive, right? So the NPC citizens have what I've identified as certain trademark phrases. And hello, TNS! Happy Saturday, TNS. Welcome. How you doing? That you will learn to recognize over time if you play it long enough. Got to go big or go home. I hear you, story. So I've assembled right now a list of those phrases that are not as common as some of the others, just to make it fun, make a drinking game out of it. So that's basically what's in chat that Wisebot just presented. Or at any point in time, as it says in the stream title, you can just type !drink and kind of get the phrases in chat and play along with me, right? So let's see how this works out. How you doing, TNS? I obviously haven't seen anybody in a long time because I haven't streamed since the fall. But thanks to our friend Athabaros, we got a new game to stream, so I'm gonna give us a try tonight. All right, so basically in this district, I believe the way this works is they have what they identify as high crime areas shaded in red. Normally, it's not the entire district in red like I have right now. It's just like one or two of these at a time. And what they want you to do is, you don't have to, but if you target one of these red districts for kind of like, I guess you would say, I don't know what, targeted enforcement, they want you to bring the crime stats down in that district. So, but right now we kind of can go anywhere and pretty much have a targeted district. TNS says, I'm doing good cooking dinner right now, so I'm going to be frequently AFK. Okay, TNS, good to see you, man. What you cooking for dinner? Anything good you can share? All right, so basically we have a series of patrols across 3 shifts. So we have basically, can't hardly see that too well. Let me try that again. That's evening patrol, which is kind of like not night, but it's kind of, I don't know, second shift type work in the day. You have a night patrol, which would be like, graveyard shift. And then there's also a day patrol, which is like standard, 8 to 4, right? But most of these are either night or evening. We don't actually have any day shifts, so that's kind of interesting. And then you can also have a motor patrol, which is indicated by this car icon, or you can have a foot patrol, which is indicated by the walking figure. I kind of like doing both for different reasons. The motor patrols are interesting because you get a bigger district to cover as opposed to your foot patrol, which is very limited. But the motor patrols are kind of tricky because the cars are still a little janky in terms of handling, in my opinion. They've gotten better over time from when I saw when it first released in early access, but it's still kind of a not optimum. But why don't we take a night patrol, and we will actually let's take an evening patrol, motor patrol. So we'll start with this one up in this district. They call it Brianna. Let's see how this works out. All right, so this is basically the cop that I chose as my avatar. I can never make it so he stands and looks right at you. He just kind of turns away. But we get basically 3 cars to choose from. So this is like the first one you unlock. They just call it the Cruiser, but basically it's like, you can see it's like a Crown Vic. And then the second one you unlock usually is this SUV. They call this the Gladiator. I'm not sure exactly what it's modeled on. Each one of these is obviously modeled on a real car. I don't recognize what this is. I mean, this could be a Hyundai or a Mazda or something. I have no idea. And this was relatively new. I didn't know this was even in the game until I just randomly unlocked it playing. It's obviously a Dodge Charger, but they call it the Panther Z. They call it what? This is the Panther Z. This is the Gladiator, and this one is just the Cruiser. They don't obviously use, you know, real vehicle brand names, but obviously they're modeled on real vehicles. I'm just going to take the Cruiser. You do get a first-person view you can use like this. And the only reason I'm taking the Cruiser is because it's quiet. The other two are kind of loud, especially the Charger. The Charger is like really souped up. I mean, I guess they kind of have it. All right, we got a call out. Let's see an accident scene. Let's go grab that. Ooh, that's a good ways away. I should have looked at it on the map first. All right, that's way across our district. That's kind of far, but luckily, with it being a motor patrol, we should be able to get there in a reasonable amount of time. And hello, son! Welcome, how you doing? But like I said, the handling on these cars is still a little janky. The Charger that they put in the game is, you know, they obviously had like a high performance thing in mind for it, but there's no high speed chases in the game yet. Or anything like that. How you doing, Sam? Carter said, whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. Yeah. At least here it is, Carter. I mean, it's, this is supposed to be an American city. It's fictitious. Watch it, guys. Watch it. Jeez. So, I mean, you know, they... Whoa, watch it, dude! Wow. You know what? If I would have looked at the map first, I wouldn't have took this call out because it's, like, really far. All right, but we're here.
I've arrived at the scene.
All right, so basically we have a traffic accident. And looks like we got 2 cars involved, and oh crap, we got casualties.
I have an injured person requesting an ambulance.
All right, so we get some EMTs out here in a hurry. 2 cars involved, and some debris in the road, and what I should have done was actually block this area with my car, but they don't have like roadblocks and stuff yet. They do have flares, but I don't know if they work in daylight like this. But let's talk to our
Yes, officer. This person was jaywalking.
Okay, what's going on?
All right, so she's trying to make excuses. She's saying they were jaywalking, but she KO'd 2 of them.
We need to get
I'd
you
like
to
to see
the
your driver's
ambulance
license
anyway
and
for
car
further
insurance,
examination. Can you walk on your own?
Yes, officer. There you go.
Yes, I can do that. I'll go to the ambulance.
And speaking of jaywalkers, there's somebody jaywalking right in my line of sight. All right, so she has valid driver's license. She did not present me with insurance documentation, though. Let's check her against computer records. So you can check their computer records for her vehicle and for her driver's license. Yeah, she doesn't have valid insurance. She's got insurance fraud convictions in her past.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, but I feel dizzy.
You'd better accompany me for further diagnosis. Can
All
you
right,
walk to
so
the
also I'm
ambulance
kind of getting a
yourself?
clue. I'm noticing she has red eyes, so she's
Sure,
not
Doc.
looking so...
I'll try.
Invalid insurance, right? She's looking not so hot. So, first I'm going to... Because of the nature of the accident... Whoa, look at this dude behind us. Let's test her for DUI. She's convicted for cyberbullying too? Okay. So she blew a .13. She's legally drunk. .08 is the legal limit. And we can also do kind of a drug swab test, similar to what you can do in LSPDFR. Send her to Sing Sing. Hey, Donna. Welcome. How you doing? Damn, and she's positive for THC, so she's having a... And it's only Monday. God. How you doing, Donna? Donna, also, real quick, before I forget, happy birthday. I just realized your birthday was yesterday, wasn't it? Doing well? Okay. Yeah, I noticed it when I was getting set up tonight, and I was like, wait a minute, I missed Donna's birthday. Happy birthday, Donna. All right, so she's kind of having some issues. So first of all, right away, she's going to jail because she's driving DUI, but I'm not going to do that immediately. But what I am going to do is, she's not carrying valid insurance, so
I'm charging you for not having valid
we're going to
insurance.
ding her for that.
Why does it cost so much?
I know. When I cried when you didn't send me a B-Day message in money. She's a menace to society. I know, right? How does one get convicted of cyberbullying? Says story. I guess kind of not being a elite hacksaw, right? They caught her. All right, so she's going to jail, but I'm not going to cuff her right away. We got other things to deal with. So let's go talk to the other witness.
I'm still in shock. I need to get my head right.
Carter says, damn, it's a party animal. I know, she's partying hard. How about that?
Show me your license and
Let's
car
check his
insurance,
documentation.
please.
Okay, officer. There you go.
After says she probably cyberbullied like a 5-year-old. Like a baby, right? All right, Abel Kang. Valid driver's license. Now he's presenting me with an insurance card. Now if you notice in the upper left-hand side of the screen, it shows what the current date is. For some reason, the date in the game is 2020, not our current year. So this is still a current valid insurance card. We'll double check this against computer record to make sure everything is kosher. So valid registration insurance. He has a valid license. No warrants. Convicted for carrying an unlicensed firearm and a couple traffic tickets, basically, including the... Well, that's a drinking in public, not a DUI. All right. But because of the nature of the accident, we'll test him anyway. And incoming raid from Spot Muffin. And he's also over the legal limit. My God. Almost twice the legal limit for this guy. What'd you say, Carter? Party animals? And hello, Spud. Thank you for the raid and welcome. This town is lit. I know, man. And welcome to the viewers of Spud Muffin's channel. How was your stream tonight, Spud? Let's give him drug testing as well, drug swab. Welcome, Raider, says Timmy. Thank you, Timmy. And he's positive for methamphetamines. Good Lord. All right, so no wonder he's got that stupid grin on his face, right? And hello, Dangle. Welcome. Welcome, folks. Everyone in this town is intoxicated. And this is just our first call out of the night. My God. All right, so they're both going to jail for DUI. There were 2 bodies in the road when I got here. Luckily, it looks like they were alive. And we called EMTs. EMTs came and collected the bodies. But in the meantime, what we can do is we basically expected to take photos of the accident scene. So let's take some pictures. So I can see how she got damage in the front of the car, because basically she hit at least one of the two people that were laying in the street. I don't know how all this damage in the back happened. Well, I guess he hit her in the back, but he must have bounced back pretty far. Whoa, watch it, folks. So we got some tire tracks and some debris in the road. Wow, a lot of front damage there. See what else we got. Oh, this guy is actually a rideshare driver. And I know that because he's got this sticker in his windshield that says Shift. And I finally figured out Shift is like their version of Lyft or Uber, I guess. And hello, B Hard, how you doing? Hey, look at this guy, you look familiar. So do you. I'm doing good, B Hard. I got no complaints at all. Haven't been streaming in a while, but thanks to our friend Arthur Barros, we got a new game to stream. So I'm giving that a try tonight. I wonder if these two were at a party together and trying to get home. That's a good point, Arthur. Probably so. But welcome, folks. If anybody dropped in that I failed to say hi to, please repeat, because I have not streamed in a good while, so I'm a little rusty, and I apologize. Shot anyone yet? No, not yet, but the night is young, be hurt. This is only our first call out of the night. Alright, so the only other thing I can do before I wrap up the scene here is we'll take a look to see, whoa, if there's any other witnesses, because sometimes people by the side of the road witness the accident and they can add to your report. Alright, but none of these people seem like they've seen anything. Alright. I mean, you know, because you get a prompt as soon as you approach them, but alright, nothing there. And I don't see anybody on this side of the street. Alright, so let's just give them their accident reports.
Please take your accident report.
Oh wow, such an extensive report.
The story says the night is young and everyone is determined to get high and into an accident. Exactly. Beard says, I'm too much of a shooter gamer. I would have probably shot someone or run them down in my car by now. Hey, we were trying to get to the scene, Beard, and I almost did run somebody down in the car. I'm lucky to have avoided them. Alright, but we got a choice of charges. We're going to basically get her for DUI.
I have to arrest you for driving under the influence of alcohol. Please, move on to the sidewalk.
Please, officer!
Spud says, nothing sets the mood like $1,000 of unexpected expense. Yeah. Alright, so let's give this guy his same. And mainly, we need to get these people out the road because the traffic is kind of getting nasty behind us.
Okay, here's your accident.
This is an accurate report. Thank you.
I have to arrest you for driving under the influence of alcohol. Please cooperate and move to the sidewalk.
Hello, Captain Loser. How you doing? Here it says Arthur looks like a good gift. Joe seems to be into it. Yeah. I told Arthur off stream that when he first gave it to me that I was having more fun with it than I expected. I was enjoying it more than I expected because compared to the GTA mod that I play, this has less content. But it's got a nice foundation. It's not something I could play like probably, you know, every day. And hello, ADR, how you doing? The Phoenix has risen. Welcome back. Thank you, ADR. How you doing? I appreciate that. But, you know, if they keep adding features and basically eventually work this into a comparable product to the GTA mod, you know, I think it'll be a good game. All right. In the meantime, let's search these vehicles real quick before we send these guys off. See what else they've been carrying. Nothing there. Let's see, what else am I missing? Kojo keeps the digital streets safe. Do we get a report card later? Yes, we do, Spud. Whoa! He had a handgun in the back seat, and I remember when we looked at his computer record, he didn't have a gun permit. And he's got a previous conviction for carrying an unlicensed firearm. What a knucklehead, right? All right. Well, some people don't know how to stay out of trouble, I guess. Story said first you find them, then traffic report, then arrest. Right. And a switchblade and a random stiletto in the back seat. Jeez. Random nail clipper. Again, this guy's a rideshare driver, but I guess that's where the random shoes and nail clippers would possibly come from. And his car keys. Alright, so let's get this thing towed out of here.
I have a car here that needs towing. Please send a tow truck to my current location.
Alright, we'll do the same thing for her.
All tow trucks are on call at the moment. We'll send one to your location as soon as possible.
It's called playing with your food before you eat it, says Story. The 1, 2, 3 punch. Alright, and she's got a switchblade. Jeez. Now, the only thing I don't like about the search mechanic is you literally have to search each position in the car. Front, back seats, trunk, you know, cargo areas. More switchblades. Jeez. I mean, I guess that's realistic. If you're a cop, you know, you got to go through pretty much everything. This looks better than I expected, says Behart. I ignored it on Steam, but the game seems to be a fun sim-like. I was expecting more pseudo-cop stuff. Yeah, like I said to Atha, it surprised me. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. It's, you know, it's got good mechanics. It's just, they just need to add more content, more activities. A yo-yo, jeez. Who carries a yo-yo these days? ADR says, I'll be back. I'm in a taxi right now, almost home. Okay, ADR. Thanks for peeking your head in, man. Yeah, I'll be on for at least a couple hours more, so maybe I'll see you when you get back. And USB drive. All right, so let's get this thing turned away.
I have a car here that needs towing. Please send a tow truck to my current location.
Tow truck will be at your location as soon as possible.
We called for the tow truck for this one already? Yeah, it looks like it. All right. All right, so ladies first, of course. Let's deal with her. So we're going to call for a transport to prison for both of these, but first we'll frisk them and search them, make sure they're not carrying anything. Whoa, she's carrying 2 1/4 ounce, well, a half ounce of marijuana and human teeth? What's with the human teeth? Human teeth, I know, right? All right, I don't know what that's about.
Backup requested to take a suspect into custody. I repeat, backup requested.
And I don't want to know.
Copy that. The nearest available unit will be sent to your current location.
Let's see. Story says, and some snacks. Atha says, got to keep your gun fed. Oh, so snacks in the car, you meant? Yeah. Yeah, they carry all kinds of weird random stuff. Spud, I'm sorry. I don't know if I answered your question before I did read it. Is this a fictional city? Yes. It's called, oh, and check the tow truck action out. You got to see this. Is this, have you ever seen a tow truck like this? Look at that. That looks, I mean, to me, it's I always say that looks like something out of Transformers, I swear. But yeah, it's a fictional city called Brighton, Spud, and actually it's also a fictional state, but I can't remember what the state is called. But it's supposed to be an American city. All right, let's do the same thing for this guy. Get
Please
him
cooperate and come with me to the police van.
searched and transported.
No choice.
Damn, he's got another switchblade. So he had a gun. I think he also had a switchblade in his car. He's got a switchblade on him and damp raisins. More snacks, right?
I need backup to take a suspect into custody.
Understood. The closest available unit will be dispatched to your location.
I like that your transport just blocked the whole lane for you to get to your lady. Yeah, I noticed that. I think he actually hit this car. Yeah. So, or she did, rather. Whoa! What the? Now, I've been playing this for a good number of hours at this point. I've never seen them do that before.
If I have to.
Check this dude out. He's walking in a crime scene, dude.
You're being detained for drinking in public.
Who called this Party Town, right? This is obviously Party Town. What a bro, right?
Your ID, please.
Good
Here,
Lord.
officer. My
I
ID.
love the jank. Nice parking drop, fool. Games always break on stream, yeah. Alright, his name is Noah Gonzalez. This is a non-driver's license. I noticed, it took me a while, but I finally figured out there's a difference. It says literally driver's license if he's authorized to drive. Some people drive without authorization. Like this guy couldn't actually drive a motor vehicle, but let's check his record anyway real quick. Alright. So, ID confirmed, no warrants. Alright. A couple of convictions, though. Aggravated assault, unlicensed firearm, driving without insurance. He doesn't have a license! Parking in front of expired media warnings. Okay. Alright, so he's looking a little anxious, but we're going to just give him a ticket and send him on his way, I think.
You're being ticketed and fined for up to $300 for drinking in public.
My
Party City,
lawyer will
right.
take care of it.
Alright, so I'm trying to figure out if I have any probable cause to, like, frisk him or anything, but I don't think so. We'll just
It's
let
fine.
him go.
Have a nice day.
I did call the tow truck for this one, right? Why is it still here? Alright. Alright, I'm not getting a prompt, so I assume that means I called the tow truck. Alright, we're done. We're done with this scene. Captain Loser says, so I'm actually pretty sure those vehicle searches were technically illegal. Well, actually, you know what, Captain Loser, we can check that right now. Let me, because one thing about this game is it's very strict on police conduct. If you can see in the upper right-hand corner of my screen, CP means conduct points, SP means shift points. So shift points means my opportunities to enforce the law. Conduct points means whether I'm enforcing it cleanly or not. And if I do something illegal or out of line, I get negative conduct points. It actually takes deductions. And if you lose enough conduct points, you can be fired. So let's check and see what they're saying about our encounter. So, all right. So let's see. Well, we didn't get our report yet for the traffic accident because it probably haven't left the scene, so it doesn't count as being done yet. But for the guy drinking in public, yeah, +10 for justified detainment, +5 for justified ID check, and I got +10 for the ticket, the actual ticket I gave. You mean Hot Fuzz lied to me? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how much of it you saw, Captain Loser. The reason that I searched the vehicles is because they were under arrest for DUI, for drugs and alcohol, both. And plus, you know, if I'm basically calling a tow truck to take their vehicles away, you know, I don't want to leave hazardous materials or whatever, right? So, all right, let's leave the scene and see if we can check the conduct report after that. All right, so there's our report. Let's check it real quick. Just to satisfy Captain Loser's curiosity. So let me see if we have any negatives. So I did witness interviews. We did call for the ambulance because there were two injured pedestrians in the middle of the street when we first arrived. So we did ID checks on both drivers. We called the ambulance. Justified DUI tests for drugs and alcohol, both positive. Justified ticket for not having insurance to one girl, right? Second witness interview, second motorist, justified ID check, justified alcohol and drugs.
We have a traffic stop that requires taking care of.
Both positive. We're going to ignore that call out. And then the evidence from the vehicle searches. So I have positive points on that. And then we gave them their accident reports, so we get bonuses if we remember to do that. I'm not taking too long. I'm ignoring you. There's a difference. And handcuffing and vehicle search says justified. So there you go. No negatives. Tow truck requests, second vehicle search, blah, blah, blah. Yep. So clean encounter. By the books. By their books, anyway. So, I mean, could you make an argument in a court of law that my vehicle searches were illegal in real life? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But, you know, considering that they were, you know, stoned out of their minds and drunk and basically, you know, ran down two pedestrians, I think illegal vehicle search is kind of like pretty unlikely. All right, so see what else we can get into. So we had one call out where I was checking that conduct report, but I ignored it anyway. Wait a minute, what is this we have, I have something on my, basically my radar. What is it? I'll take that one.
The area where the suspect was spotted. Stay alert and keep your eyes open.
Okay, so we have basically an APB out on a person Osorio Costa with an orange shirt. That's all we know. Do we know what they're... Okay, I don't have their record in my computer yet. What they're wanted for? I don't know. Let's see what else. Did I miss anything else, guys? Sorry. Captain Loser says, I want to see revised code of Franklin. I need to know what the laws on the books are. There is actually a police conduct handbook in the game, Captain Loser, but for whatever reason, I can't consult it while I'm on duty. I can only look at it... Oh, no, I take that back. Actually, I can. I can only look at it while I'm on duty. I can't look at it between shifts, which is kind of weird. Let me see. Where is it? It's actually here. So yeah, you do pretty much get a conduct handbook in the game. Let's see. Frisking and searching, would it be under that? Yeah, it just basically makes a distinction that searching is more invasive than frisking. Let's see. Searching. searching a person or their car is forbidden under the following circumstances. Whenever frisking is unjustified, when a person shows suspicious or aggressive behavior, which justifies frisking but not as searching a person or their car.
We need support. Who's available?
But it's justified when they have committed a crime like assault, robbery, or car theft, or if they're justifiably arrested. I think that can...
This is Patrol 4561. I'll take charge of the assault.
Boy, that's loud. I think that counts as being justifiably arrested, so yeah, I think we're safe. All right, anyway, so let me see real quick. Where do I have to go to look for this wanted person? Kind of in this neighborhood. Looks like. All right, let's set a waypoint because I still don't really know the city driving around. It'll go sort of out in the course eventually. Spud says, can we do a slow motion somersault while frisking guns with firing guns with both hands? No, not yet. Not yet. So, like I was mentioning earlier, Spud, this is kind of a nanny state, the way this game is coded. Like right now, I'm playing in a mode where, like in reality, I shouldn't even be able to run red lights and stuff like I just did. But they have I guess a softer mode you can play the game where basically if I played it in more hardcore mode, it would literally ding me with conduct points for running lights and doing things like I just did, which to me is a little bit overkill. Like I couldn't even do this right now, even though I'm heading, on a call out. Which I think is a little too much, so I turned that off. But literally,
I'll start searching for the suspect.
They don't want you, basically, like, you can't draw your firearm. Even in this mode, I can't draw my firearm on somebody unjustified. And the way it's currently coded in the game, there's practically no reason for me to draw my actual firearm. So basically, like, this is my gun, right? But if I draw it and aim it on anybody, I will get a crap ton of negative conduct points. But I also have a stun gun, a taser. And right now, pretty much all the crime that's in the game, the hardest things that you can basically do is use a taser on somebody. There's almost no reason for me to actually shoot somebody yet because none of the current citizens are armed. So, but if you look,
Suspect has been spotted close to your current location. Keep your eyes open, officer.
All right, so we have an update on their location. All right, they should be here somewhere. But you should see the forums for this game, like the Steam forums. People are begging, like, when can I shoot somebody? When can I shoot somebody? But the devs are like, nah, not yet, not yet. They don't want this turned into the Wild Wild West, I guess. All right, so we're looking for basically a redhead. I can't tell if that's male or female, to be honest. So a redhead suspect with, that's not them, with last seen in an orange shirt. Although, from what I've seen, they don't always match the description of wardrobe.
Your shift is over, officer.
It is. Good Lord, I just got here.
Hey, officer. Can you please help me out?
No, not right now. I'm a little busy. Yeah, that one accident took up pretty much our whole shift, which is very unusual. But also, since this is my first time streaming it, I probably took a little longer than otherwise I would have. All right, let's check the area again. Suspect is fleeing. Where? I don't even see them. Where are they fleeing? Anybody see him? Crap. Alright, so they were near me, but I didn't lay eyes on. I didn't see where they were. Turn it. Oh well. Alright, well, they got away. My bad. Alright, but our shift is over, so let me see if I can find my car and we'll get out of here. Alright. Pants unknown. You saw it at the same time. What, was there a comment in the game that said that? That car parked on the curb doesn't seem suspicious at all. Yeah, I actually was going to ignore it, but since you mentioned it, Atha, what I can do is, it's not supposed to be parked on the curb. So, alright, so that's a handicap tag. Actually, handicap vehicles, registered vehicles, actually get a little bit of leeway with parking, but not this much leeway. So, they're also lacking insurance. But, yeah, we can give them a ticket for parking on the sidewalk. Technically, I could have it towed for being parked on the sidewalk, but, I mean, it is a handicapped motorist, so I'm feeling generous. I'll let them at least find their vehicle where they left it, right? Alright, so that is our shift. We head back to the precinct. Let's see what else. Spud says taser is the only way to protect jaywalkers from themselves. Yeah. And I think that SUV is illegally parked, definitely. Dude. Yeah, I probably should give him a ticket if my shift is over. I just want to get it over with and start the next one. But like I said, driving these things is a little bit on the janky side, so I'm surprised I got through that entire shift without an accident. I pretty much always have at least one accident somewhere. Alright, that's it for our shift. And hello, Flying Scotsman. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Welcome, Scotty. How you doing? They coming for you. Yep. All right, so this is the shift report. So we got 393 shift points, and we got no negative conduct points, which is one of the more important things. Which means I didn't violate anybody's civil rights, mostly. Yeah, welcome, Scotty. Good to see you. Hope your weekend's going well. And you kind of see here, it says no partner compensation. We get a bonus in XP just for doing a shift solo. Now, you can't have an AI partner, but this game does have an online co-op, so you can play it with somebody else. But apparently, I get a bonus for not having a partner. All right, so we kind of looked at these already. This is just a recap of basically whether I did everything correct on the auto accident. The pedestrian we looked at, that was the guy who was basically drinking in public. And then, yeah, +5 points, justified ticket for basically the SUV parking on the sidewalk. So, clean shift. All right, so that's it for our Monday of the work week. Now, I can take a day off for as many days. I think you can take up to 2 or 3 days off before you have to take another shift. Lost a suspect, no negative points. Yeah, no, apparently not. Yeah, just for losing a suspect, you don't get negative conduct points. I guess the only loss you get is kind of the lost opportunity cost of busting, the suspect, I guess. But no negative points. Makes sense, yeah. All right. Well, yeah, welcome, folks. It's good to see everybody. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. All right, let's grab us another shift. So let me see, Tuesday. All right, so you can see, basically, we were able to lower the crime stats in this one area, Bannock. But these other areas still somewhat elevated crime. So these are 4 motor patrols, all 5 motor patrols, actually. So let me see, we got a evening shift like the one we just did. We got a night shift. Here's a day shift, or a morning shift. Actually, we have 2 morning shifts right now. We didn't have any before. Let's take a night shift. And night shifts were just implemented, I guess, in one of the last releases. Now, actually, I'm going to take a different vehicle. So we just took basically the Crown Vic. They call it the Cruiser. But in this case, we're going to take the Charger, just so I can show you the difference. You can kind of hear the difference right away. I mean, obviously, this one is supposed to be more of a pursuit vehicle. Sounds a little nastier under the hood, but again, there's no high-speed chases yet. And GG Carter! All right. Alright, well, let's just cruise around, see what we can get into. Scotty, you had this on your Steam wish list, didn't you? I think I remember seeing on Steam that you were one of the people who said they were looking to maybe pick this up. Or am I mistaken? Carter says, what is
It's a situation that needs taking care of.
what's the Steam price for this game at the moment? I actually don't know, Carter.
I'll take care of it.
Let me see. So we just got a call out for a robbery. All right, this one's not far. I got it as a gift from Athelburrows. So, I'm not sure. It might be about something like 1999 US, but I'm not really sure. But it's been in early access since last spring.
I've arrived at the robbery crime scene.
And I don't know, what their plans are as far as how soon they plan on putting a full release together. All right, see about talking to some people. What happened here?
Can you tell me what you saw?
You're lucky, because I even know who it was.
Okay. So he knows.
I'll take
As
care of
soon
the
as you're
location,
approaching the
and we'll
location
start
where
looking
wanted
for the
subject was
suspect.
seen. Keep your eyes open, officer.
All right, so there's their name, but we don't have much of a description for them. See about the rest of
Let
the
me know
witnesses.
what you saw.
I know what the person was wearing.
All right, so they were seen in a blue T-shirt. All right, thank you.
Let me know what you saw.
I know what hair color the person had.
All right. Well, based on their ID record, I think we kind of know what they look like at least. All right. Anybody else? No, she's just getting money out of an ATM. All right. But we have a description of the suspect. Let me see. Do we have a location? Oh, they're in this area somewhere. All right, so we'll look around on foot, see if we can find them.
What's up, officer?
Hey,
Hey. It's not her. Let's look around this way a little bit more. Sure that's not her? No. Different hair color. Her or him. I still can't... Well, Noelle could be male or female. I can't tell if that's male or female. Person just jaywalked. Yeah, but I'm a little busy, so they're gonna catch a break right now. All right, so I'm out of the search zone. Let me check that again. A little bit more to the north. So let's go this way and look. So, yeah, like I said, there's no high-speed pursuits in the game yet. Oh, hang on a second. What we got there? That could be them. And he's not running.
you're detained because you match a description in the police computer.
Oh, I was on my way to the police station to turn myself in.
I'm taking care of another issue at the moment.
Sure you were. So, for those who joined a little bit late, we have in chat, I put together a drinking game because some of the lines that these NPCs say are a bit repetitive. So I'm not sure if that was one of the ones. No, that's not one of the ones I put in the game. So if you hear any of these particular phrases, yeah, we're just making a little drinking game out of it. Except Story, she's trying to be basically a hard body fitness queen, so she's only drinking water, she says. All right. Actually, before we do that, let me double check.
Dispatch here. We have an emergency. Any available officers, please respond.
Hang on a second.
I'd like to see your ID,
Check
please.
that again.
Here, officer.
All right, that is his ID. Why didn't I get it in the computer? Okay.
This is Patrol 4561 taking care of the accident.
All right, so ID confirmed, warrant confirmed. We got the guy. All right, that's him. Maybe the subplot is alien robots gradually replace the population. Yeah.
I have to arrest you for having an open warrant.
He looks very serious, yeah.
What?
Alright, so we're gonna search him and have him transported. Alright, so he's carrying a pocket knife, which is not illegal. He has a stolen wallet and more snacks. These guys always have snacks, right?
We've got new information. We've updated your map with the potential area where the suspect can be found.
Yeah, thank you, dispatch. We kind of got him. Alright.
I need some backup here to take a suspect into custody.
Understood. We're sending the closest transport to your location.
But I turned my flashlight on because apparently they say when you're doing a night shift, your search results somehow are more accurate if you use your flashlight. So. Alright, is that a transport? Yep.
I'll be arriving at your location soon.
So, yeah, so he said I was just on my way to the station to turn myself in. Sure.
Directly into custody.
That wasn't one of the ones on the
Cooperative and
drinking.
follow me to the patrol car.
I have no choice.
And hello, Das. Welcome. All right, so she got him. You do got him, right? I'm not sure what she's waiting for, but yeah, we're done. All right. Anyway. How you doing, Das? Better, I hope. I am doing what? Sorry, Das, I don't understand what you just typed. I'm kind of sorry I asked now.
We need support. Who's available?
Bedtime for Carter. See you back on the Twitch front line. See you next time. See you, Carter. Thanks for dropping in, man. Have a good night. Sleep well.
I'll manage.
Wow. We got another crime scene already. Listening. Oh, okay, I got you. All right, so 2 robberies
This
tonight.
is 349 back to 2. I've arrived at the robbery scene.
Are you a witness? You're not. Sorry.
Tell me what you saw.
What a coincidence. I know the person, officer.
Lucky for us. An ID.
Location
Suspect
reached.
has
I'll
been
start
spotted
searching
close
for the
to your current
suspect.
location. Keep your eyes open, officer.
How about you? You got some
So,
information?
tell me about the accident.
Yeah, I think I remember some of what they were wearing.
All right. Now, what I was doing when I first started playing this is after I interviewed them, I would ask them for ID, which seemed perfectly fine to me. Like, I would think if you interview a witness, you want to kind of get their information for your records, you know, for the investigation, stuff like that. But the game dinged me for that. So I think that's kind of weird. I don't know.
There's a situation that needs taking care
I'm
of.
Currently busy
busy.
with another issue.
All right, I don't think we have any other suspects, or witnesses, rather. All right, so where is the suspect last sighted? They're kind of locally. Okay. So, let's see if we can figure out
Hello,
where they
officer.
are. Hi. Let me look again. Which way am I looking? So it's kind of at the north end of our Oh, wait a minute. You know what I didn't do? I think I can dismiss these people.
Have a nice day and goodbye. Have a nice day and goodbye.
There we go.
I got a car here that needs towing.
All
Can
right.
you send a record to my location?
There's a traffic jam in your vicinity. Tow truck will be sent to your location as
Dude,
soon
it's
as
like
the
3 in the
route is
morning.
clear.
What traffic jam? All right. Let's see. So we're looking for, looks like a female in a gray suit. Not them. All right. So this is the end of my patrol area here. That's what that little barrier is. I can't go any further. I mean, I can, but then I get deductions if I try. All right, where am I? Am I still in the same area? No, I'm too far north. How'd that happen? Okay. Wait a minute. Maybe down this way? So the first guy that we arrested, not them. I mean, he was pretty compliant, but a lot of times they run. As soon as they see you?
It's good to see you again, officer.
Thanks. Citizen? Alright. There they go.
Hey, officer. I need your help.
I'm busy, dude.
Stop! Put your hands up! Don't move!
Oh, I was just about to pull the trigger, too. She gave up that time.
Would you please show me your ID?
Yes, officer. There you go.
That ID does not match our suspect. But let's double check.
We've received new information and have updated your map with a location where the suspect can be found.
Oh, that's not her. Oh, I'm glad I didn't shoot her now. That's actually not her. Huh. What's she running for? Wait, does she have a warrant? She does not. I have no idea where that person was running. This is not our suspect? Damn.
Everything's fine. You're good to go. Bye.
All right, she's looking guilty. She was running for something, but I don't think I have probable cause enough to frisk her, so I'm not gonna. That's kind of weird. All right, so where's our new search area? To the,
Dispatch here. We have an emergency. Any
I'm
available
currently
officers,
busy
please
with
respond.
another
so
issue.
it's more to the east of where the crime scene was. All right, so we're still looking. Is that her? Could be her.
I stopped you because you match a description.
You've got the wrong person.
Your ID, please?
Here you go, officer.
All right. ID confirmed, warrant confirmed. That's her. We got her. And I smell alcohol. Yeah, but she's already got a warrant, so we don't need
I have
that.
to arrest you for having an open warrant.
So currently in the game, in this game, you can't really like layer charges. What? You can pretty much arrest them for one thing, even if they're guilty of multiple things. But they said that they're going to be adding, layering of charges in one of the next releases. All right, so we'll just search her before we call for transport. Whoa, she's carrying a handgun. And a stolen watch. I don't know how we know it's stolen. And a matchbook. All right.
Backup requested to take a suspect into custody. I repeat, backup requested.
Copy that. The nearest available unit will be sent to your current location.
All right, so 2 for 2 on crime scene suspects. Maybe we can hand out a parking ticket or two while we wait, or something.
I have a vehicle that needs towing. Can you send a tow truck to my current location, please?
All tow trucks are on call at the moment. We'll send one to your location as soon as possible.
Hi, citizen.
All right, so there's a transport, I hope. And yeah, tow truck dude is always making all kinds of excuses. Kind of annoying. All right, so our 2 suspects that we arrested tonight, neither one of them ran.
Please cooperate and come with me to the police van.
I have no choice.
All right, so he got her. And we're done. All right, so we got about 1/3 of our shift left. See what else we can find to do. All right. So, even though there are no high-speed pursuits in vehicles or anything yet, they do have, you do have the ability to pull over suspicious vehicles or vehicles for traffic violations and things like that. You can also pull people over for speeding, but the mechanic for kind of pacing vehicles and determining their speed is a little janky, in my opinion. It doesn't work that well. But they did build the mechanic in, so hopefully they'll improve it in the future. Yeah, see, as I'm pulling up behind this guy, it says pacing. But when they're actually in motion, it doesn't seem like it works that well. And part of it is the AI, because as soon as, they see a cop car pulling up behind them, they always slow down anyway, so it's kind of like, what's the point? so while we have a little bit of a lull on call-outs, I'm going to rate up a couple quick tickets. Alright, valid registration and insurance on that one. But you're parked on the sidewalk, which is not legal.
Can you send a tow truck to my current location? I have a vehicle here that needs towing.
Negative. Your location is currently unreachable.
Oh,
We'll send one as soon
please.
as possible.
So many excuses. Do your job, man. God. Alright, now this one we can write up for being a little too far in the street, not close enough to the curb.
We have a situation that needs to be taken care of. Is anyone available?
Let me see. How much time we have left on our shift?
I'll manage it.
We'll take it. Whoa, dude! Alright, so I'm here for another crime scene, and this dude just...
Somebody! Help me! BPD! Stop!
Dude, are you kidding me? You just jacked somebody's wallet. They should make this multiplayer. Welcome back, ADR.
I can't go to jail.
Dude, are you kidding? Alright, I didn't even want to warn him. Just give him the tase. This is ADR. I mean, is multiplayer ADR. Yeah, you can play co-op. Alright, so he's got the stolen wallet and he's got a switchblade and some other crapola.
Show me your ID.
Let's get his
please.
ID real quick just for the report.
Sure. Here you go, officer.
Alright, so he's got one conviction for insurance fraud, but no previous record. Alright, but he's under arrest because I caught him red-handed stealing somebody's wallet.
You've committed larceny. This is a violation. You're being arrested. Please move on to the sidewalk.
Dare says or arrest him for having a silly blue earbud. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, please don't do that.
Please don't do that. Wait a minute. Is that one of the,
I need backup to take a suspect into custody.
That might be one of the ones I put in the drinking game. I
We're
don't
sending
know.
the closest transport to your location.
Alright, so we actually came here for another crime scene. First,
Here's
let's
your
give
wallet.
this guy his wallet back.
Thank goodness you were there, officer.
Here's your report.
Thank you, officer.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
It's fine. Have a nice day.
Alright, so where was the actual crime scene? Is my crime scene still in progress?
I've arrived at the assault
Oh, it
crime
is.
scene.
Alright, so first of all, Yeah, our dude is still waiting patiently. Isn't that nice? Alright, I'm not going to worry about him. Let's deal with this crap. Oh, crap. There's people on the ground. Oh, we got, what, 3 victims? Holy crap.
I have a person who's been injured, requesting an ambulance.
He took his purse. He did, didn't he? Spud says, someone think of the fuel costs. Yeah. Alright, so we got 3... What was this, an aggravated assault call? I kind of forgot what the call out was now.
Tell me what you saw.
What a coincidence. I know the person, officer.
Okay.
All right, you're free to go. Enjoy your day.
Looks like just another night at a London pub.
Nice to see you, officer.
Let me hear what you saw.
No, officer. I haven't seen anything suspicious. Let me see. Can you hear me? I'm still in shock.
Everything's
but
fine.
I'm
I still think it's
Good to
weird
go.
that as I'm interviewing the witnesses,
Can
I
you make it to the
can't
ambulance on your
ask
own?
for their
We need to
IDs.
take a closer look.
I just think that's weird.
Okay, Doc.
I mean, I would think if you go to the DA with, like, charges, they're going to know, okay, who told you that, right? I mean, doesn't it make sense that you would ask for their ID? But, yeah, the game gives me negative conduct points if I ask the witnesses for ID, which is just, I don't know, that's weird. To me, anyway. Well, at least she can walk. I don't know about these other two. Alright, so the EMT's got them. So we can search for the suspect. Did our transport pick up the other guy? I'm going to assume so. Alright. Let me see. Where's our search area? Wait, did I forget something? Because I don't have a suspect identification. Hang on a second. Did I miss something? No, that's our previous suspects. Huh. I think the call-out glitched out. Because I took the witness statements, but I don't... And the one person said they knew who the suspect was, but... I don't have an ID on the suspect. Yeah, I'm not... I don't get suspect identification prompts, I guess. Yeah, alright, well that one glitched out. Something went wrong there. Alright, well. So much for that call out. Oh crap, now I'm stuck. I can't move. Great. Somebody wanna let me out? Jeez. So there, look at this. Oh, these are the other injured pedestrians or whatever. So there.
Help! Thief!
Oh, not again. Who now? Another wallet snatching?
No! Thief! Stop!
Where? This guy? No, that's me.
No! Thief!
That's
Stop!
the EMT. What thief? Where? I don't even see it. I don't even see him running.
A thief just stole my wallet!
Oh well.
Help! A thief stole my wallet!
Maybe this way. That dude's SOL. I didn't see anybody running. Dare, I was just going to ask, now that you've seen it.
Someone stole my wallet! doing?
a little bit of it.
Unfortunately, you won't get your wallet back now.
How does it compare to
Police
flashing
report
lights?
regarding your stolen
I require
property.
assistance, officer. Could you please
Law
help me?
enforcement isn't much use in this city.
Everything's fine. You're good to go. Bye.
Hi, officer. Can you help me, please?
What do you need, dude?
I'm looking for Andre's Bakery. Any idea where it's at?
Sure. It's right here.
Okay, so they just introduced this mechanic where citizens ask you for directions, but it doesn't work that well because you get like these landmark points, but you don't know which one is the one they're looking for because they're not actually labeled, which is weird. When you first discover them, it tells you this is Andre's Bakery, but it doesn't store it on the map, so it's kind of like they introduced them as mechanic, but it doesn't really work well. And then if you give them the wrong place, you get negative points. Like, for example, I'll try this. I'll tell them it's this one.
That's unfortunate. I'll find someone who knows the city better.
Wow. Rude, dude. I tried. All right. Spud says, can we start policing hairstyles? I would like to. Not to mention fashion. When the last release they put out, which I think was like last month, they really increased like the diversity of NPCs and the wardrobes and names and all this other stuff. But yeah, there's some definite fashion and hairstyle faux pas in the game. Dare says, at least if you don't want to yeet a patient out of an ambulance or cartwheel a police car. If you want that, you need flashing lights. Oh, I got you. All right, so the ambulance is done, but we drove on the sidewalk to move on with our patrol.
Your shift is over.
Actually, our shift is over. Alrighty. Whoops, wrong one. Let's get our map. And we will head back to the district. I don't remember which district was mine. I think it was this one. I think. I'm not sure. Dare says, since this is multiplayer, though, it's gone up in my wish list for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it's there's enough to do here to be fun to, to kick around, a couple multiplayer sessions. And to be honest, I kind of like doing, maybe I'm just weird, but I kind of like doing foot patrol a little bit more than motor patrol. Only because you're kind of in touch with most of the knuckleheads a little bit more regularly. So, whoops. Maybe we'll do a foot patrol right after this. The only main difference with a foot patrol is your patrol area is more limited. So your jurisdiction is like smaller. But it probably should be because you're on foot, right? But kind of, like I said, I put in chat, if you put exclamation point drink, I made a drinking game out of it just because some of it gets kind of repetitive after a point. So what I wanted to do was just kind of make a drinking game out of some of the less frequent phrases, basically dumb shit suspects say. Just, kind of having a little fun with that characteristic in the game, I guess. But yeah, they did add a co-op mode. Not the last release, but maybe like the release before, I believe. The same time that they added a night shift. Is this the right spot? I don't know if I came back to the right district. I think I might have come back to the wrong district, but it used to be that when you ended your shift, or at the end of your shift, it would only show you the district that you came from. But then they changed it so that it shows you every police district, and I don't know if that's better. But I'm not sure if this is the district where I started or not. No, this is not, because the one that I started at, my desk chair would still be pulled out. But I can still end my shift here anyway, which is, I don't know, it's a little weird. You know, they're still changing stuff. All right, so that was a lot more individual line items here anyway. A lot more duty points on that one, 931 plus the bonus. The no partner bonus. But yeah, ADR, to your point, there is a co-op mode, but you get a bonus, as you can see here, if you play without a partner. And I'm not sure if you can just play, like, just, you know, 2 people co-op, or if you can have more than that or not. I'm actually not sure. But right now we don't have any negative conduct points, and looks like a clean shift. Let me see what else we got here. All right, so the big bonus points are, I guess, whoops. I backed out of it by accident, sorry. I think they were the crime scene suspects that we picked up. All right, so let's see. We got 2 foot patrols now available. One in the evening, one in the morning, a day shift. And we got 3 motor patrols, so that's an evening patrol, that's night shift like we just did, a graveyard patrol. And that's also a day patrol. Those are motor patrols. You know, let's take a day shift. Or a foot patrol shift. Should I do this one or this one? This is actually a bigger area we can cover. Let's take this one, because this is also basically a this being this red zone. It's a targeted high crime area, so they want us to focus on it. They need horse patrol. Actually, you know what? That's a damn good idea. There, they probably that probably would work good in this game. That would be one thing for flashing lights. You can play with many people, and it is police and EMS. Oh, so true multi-discipline game. Oh, okay. That actually sounds cool. Actually, you know what? You're right. I did know that, because I remember when Frank Q Diggity was playing it. Yeah, I did see that there were multiple disciplines involved. Alright, so we're on patrol here in Nelson Hill. So most of the time when you're on foot...
Hey, officer. Hello to you, too.
Mainly you're giving out traffic tickets and stuff like that until you get a call out.
We have a traffic stop that requires taking care of.
Let's see, how far is it, though?
On my way. I'll take care.
Alright, so real quick, this is a cab stand. So... taxis are allowed to park here, but also ride shares are allowed to park here. And both of these are ride shares, I can tell, because they have this little, if you guys can see it, this shift sticker in the windshields, which is kind of like, I guess, their version of Lyft or Uber. So technically, they're authorized to park here. Alright, but in the meantime, let me see. We got a... basically the equivalent of a DUI checkpoint they want us to go handle. So which way am I going? To the west and then to the north. Okay. This way. So, Dare, how much have you played Flashing Lights? Have you played all the disciplines? You know, police, EMT, etc.? Wait, I'm going the wrong way. Wait a minute. Which way am I going? This way. Yeah, but you played about 4 major updates ago. Need to try it again. Oh, okay. All right, so here's our checkpoint. So this is kind of
I'm
unusual.
at the traffic stop now.
Usually, I see these on our night shift, even though technically this is the evening. It's, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, it's 5:02 p.m. It's just very hard in single player. Gotcha. ADR says you should watch a movie on duty. Oh, I should watch a movie on duty. in here, you mean? Yeah. Well, you know what? We might want to, because this is kind of dead. All right, but in the meantime, the way this works is we kind of get this hand sign that we can use to pull over vehicles on the checkpoint. And it's what, 5 p.m.?
How you doing, officer?
Hi, citizen.
You would think 5 p.m. is like rush hour, right? You would think it'd be bustling busy around here, but it's... Man. Wow, this is like really, really dead traffic-wise. Where the heck... Where am I again? Yeah, this is rush hour. It should be really busy here. I'm not used to seeing it this dead, I gotta be honest. That's weird. I haven't had an update in a couple weeks, so I'm not sure. It's during the shutdown. There's people out walking and violating the shutdown. Arrest them, yeah. Well, we can actually give them a ticket.
Excuse me, officer. Could you help me out, please?
I can't, dude. I'm actually gonna give you a ticket for littering.
I'm detaining you because I saw you throwing trash.
I don't care about your directions, dude.
Why would I throw trash on the ground, officer? I'm a civilized citizen.
Liar. It's probably gonna make me miss my checkpoint too. Watch it.
I have to fine you for littering, which will cost you $25.
Why does it cost so much?
Alright, that's enough for him. Wow, I'm sorry I took this call out now. This is dead. Whoa, what the hell? Alright, that car needs a muffler, but they got away from me. I could have pulled them over, actually. Alright. Anyway. That dude's still standing there reading his ticket, too. I must have really hurt his feelings. Alright. Yeah, this is kind of a dead duty I pulled here. You know what, let's give this van a quick ticket for parking on the sidewalk over here while we're waiting.
Can you send a tow truck to my current location? I have a vehicle here that needs towing.
And we're still waiting.
Negative. Your location is currently unreachable. We'll send one as soon as possible.
Currently unreachable. Unreachable. What the hell does that even mean? Dude, it's an American city. No street is unreachable. What the hell? He might be paying it on his phone. Actually, you're probably right. Yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting. While we're waiting, let's see somebody coming real quick. Get this one a ticket for parking the wrong way. Alright. Reminder to self, don't take a DUI checkpoint on in the evening shift anymore. Wait till night shift. I mean, even like, you know, the after midnight shift, the midnight to 8 o'clock shift is usually really, really busy compared to this. This is stupid. You have a hat now? Yeah, you do have a hat. You can take it on and off whenever you want. For some reason, usually when I do a motor patrol, I don't wear the hat. Because he takes it off when he gets in the car anyway, so I just kind of leave it off. There's also female officers in this. Like right now in this current stage of the game, there's 4 male and 4 female officers that you can pick. You can't name them or anything yet. But I don't, you know, not to mention, I don't know if the female officers have hats or if their hats look the same or not. I'm not really sure. Alright, you know what? We're going to blow this duty off. Let's go find something else to do. Alright, so that chick over there just littered. And I think she's actually drinking in public. I was going to let her slide, but I see her drinking in public, so let's get her for that. Wow, she just jaywalked.
You're being detained for drinking in public.
I'm fine. Just had a sip, not more, I promise.
Yeah.
I'd like to see your ID, please.
Here, officer.
Wow. Run for it, lady. If she gives you a sip, let her off. Yeah. Whoa, so her ID has no record in the system. All right, so what that tells us is she's carrying a fake ID, guys. So first we're going to give her a ticket for drinking in public.
I have to ticket you for public drinking.
So I can't give people... I can't layer criminal
I don't
charges.
have that much money.
But I can layer tickets and citations. We're also going to give her a ticket for littering.
I have to issue you a ticket for littering, which will cost you up to $25.
She probably drained one bottle, threw it
My
away,
lawyer
and
will take care
then
of
whipped
it.
out another one. And we're going to arrest her for carrying a fake ID.
I have to arrest you for carrying a fake ID.
Underage drinking. Everyone has a lawyer, yeah.
Please, no!
Everyone likes to say they have a lawyer. So, yeah, so she gave us some good lip, but I don't think she was on the greatest hits list. Let's see. No, none of the current batch. All right. No drinking yet tonight. But, all right. Meantime, let's search her and call for transport. All right, so she's carrying 3/4 of an ounce of marijuana, some plastic, whatever that means, and some dice. Wow, she's a real hustler, huh?
Backup requested to take a suspect into custody. I repeat, backup requested.
Copy that. The nearest available unit will be sent to your current location.
Hey,
Hi. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Dude!
You're being detained for vandalizing the property by spraying graffiti.
Right in front of a cop!
I just spray walls to enlighten the people of Brighton.
Wow.
Would you please show me your ID?
yes, officer.
Just how for walk-ins up in jail, right.
I'll soon be at your location.
All
I can
right.
park nearby.
Kai Marino. Current valid driver's license. Let's check his record. All right, valid ID, no
Don't resist and
wants.
Get into the police van.
Former convictions for robbery and carrying unlicensed firearms. All right. He has red eyes. Huh. All right, so I think I heard my partner pick up the other. All right, so yeah, so she's going away. Now, the stupid thing about this game is I just caught this guy vandalizing. That's not a criminal charge. I can't arrest him. It's only a citation, which isn't vandalism criminal in most jurisdictions, or I don't know.
I'm issuing you a ticket for damage to property. That will be around $400 to $1,000.
You're ruining my day.
Nope, not on the greatest hits list. Damn it. Dare says you're being detained for being a horse's rear end. He puts it politely, yeah. Arthur says, I get it. That's why I spray walls too. That's a drink. Oh, it is. You're right. That's number 3. Drink. Well, all I got is water, but drink. Dare says maybe best on San Francisco, stupid city. Ah, okay. Now I did get a kind of a prompt that I noticed his eyes are really red. So with certain prompts you get, I forget what they call them, intuition prompts. It's hinting that you have probable cause to like search or do other things. I'm not sure if that's enough for me to kind of frisk him. But you know what? Let's do it. Just for science. I think it might not be, but let's see what happens. Because I can't arrest him. But we can do a frisk.
No way!
Oh, dude! Are you kidding me? Oh, I got the wrong... Ah! Come on, dude. Are you kidding me?
Police! Stop!
Alright, that happens sometimes. You go to search them and they just balk. Oh, I wanted to tase him now, to be honest. Let's finish our frisk. Now, evasion itself is its own crime. Whoa, he's carrying a switchblade. We got him on. We can lock his ass up. Alright.
I have to arrest you for carrying a
So
switchblade.
I don't know
Please
if my
move
frisk
to the
was
side.
valid. We'll have to check the report right after this. I'm still not 100% sure.
Please, officer.
Please, officer. Let's do a full search now, though. See what else he's got. Dumbass. Another switchblade. And the spray can. As well as cigarettes, gum, and dice. No snacks? This is like the first guy we frisked all day who wasn't carrying snacks of some sort.
I need some backup here to take a suspect into custody.
Understood. We're sending the closest transport to your location.
So technically, I'm still within shouting distance of our DUI checkpoint. I still haven't gotten off of the stinking block. Jesus. But this is kind of why I almost like doing foot patrols a little bit better than motor patrols. You get more random action, I guess. Only lock his ass up, leave the rest of his of him free.
I'm here to take the suspect into custody.
Reminds me of the intuition thing in L.A. Nora Dare. Yeah.
Please cooperate and come
Exactly.
with me to the patrol car.
At your service, officer.
All right, so we're done with him. Let's check the report. So I'm not sure if I was justified in frisking him. But let's see what it says. Justified detainment, justified ID check, ticket for vandalism, justified frisk. Okay, so yeah, we're good to frisk him. Because, I mean, in my mind, we caught him in the act of... I think it's a criminal act. I can't believe that's only a citation, but... and we found an illegal item. He fled, so justified aiming of the stun gun. If I'd have pulled my firearm out, that would have been major negative points just for aiming it. And the rest is good. So, yeah. ADR says, I used to have a switchblade on me every day. Well, look at this fool. Dude, no respect.
You're detained for drinking publicly. It's a violation.
I think ADR, if we check the handbook, I think it actually says
drinking in public.
It's a switchblade over a certain length, I believe. But I'm guessing they don't classify it otherwise.
Show me your ID, please.
Sure. Here you go, officer.
My point being, I'm not explaining it correctly. My point being, I think in the game, all switchblades are probably over that length. And hello, Mako! Welcome, Mako. How you doing? Mako says, never have I been in a city where the bricks on the ground were still that red. Something's going on here, yeah. Alright, so his name is Robin Kond. Let's check his criminal record. Alright, valid ID. Wait a minute. Robin Kond is a female. No open warrant. Few convictions, but... He's carrying a... Is that a fake or a stolen ID? I don't even know how to classify that. He's clearly not the person we have in the computer record. Let me double check that. Yeah, that's a totally different picture. So, is that a stolen ID or a fake ID? I'm doing good, Mako. No complaints. How about yourself? Good to see you, by the way. Arthur says, oh yeah, mine is like 4. 4 inches, you mean? Oh, okay. I'm not sure if the knife I carry counts as a switchblade. Gotcha. ADR says, yeah, I think it's more than 6 inches. Okay. Michael says, and I don't have to worry about silly blade laws. I live in Texas. We can have swords. Oh, damn. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I hear you. All right, so I can charge this guy with 2 different things, but I'm not sure which one is quote-unquote accurate. Well, first let's give him the citation for drinking in public, because that's what I stopped him for.
You're being charged and ticketed for up to $300 for drinking in public.
Buy with blades.
So much money for such a small
Colorado's an open
infraction.
carry state. Just carry your gun on your hip. Gotcha. All right, so yeah, I have a charge for fake ID and stolen ID. I don't know. I think it's stolen. I think if it's totally fake, there's no record in the system at all. But it looks to me like what he did was he stole somebody's ID and then changed the picture. So I think it's a stolen ID.
You've committed a violation by carrying a stolen ID.
No, don't. Please, officer.
Let's see, is that on the list? No, don't. Actually, I probably didn't put it on the list because that's a very common thing. I tried to, for the drinking, no, don't, exactly. For the drinking game, I tried to make it some of the funnier things they say, but less common. That's, no, don't is pretty common, so. All right, let's shake them down or pat them down, rather. And send them to the slammer. All right, car keys, gum, satin gloves. Satin gloves, really? And chocolate. All right, so. Yeah, he's got a snack. Everybody's got snacks. Now I want a snack.
I need backup to take a suspect into custody.
All right,
Understood.
so we've got
The closest
about
available unit will be dispatched to your location.
an hour left on shift. Let's see what else we can do. Haha, satin gloves. Yeah. All right, so, man, I tell you, we got more action on this block not involved with that checkpoint than we did with the checkpoint.
Hey there.
Yeah, we didn't get one stinking person driving through that checkpoint. It's probably like one of those things on Waze where everybody
Please do not resist and come with me to the patrol car.
everybody reports speed traps and things like that. Somebody
If
must
I
have.
have to.
Why is everybody a criminal in this town? Yeah. Because nobody drove through our checkpoint. I mean, we actually came on this block, for you guys who just joined, like Mako, supposedly to man this DUI checkpoint, and literally nobody drove through it. So yeah, somebody dimed us out. Beehart says, sounds like living in Portland. What does, Beehart? People avoiding checkpoints or everybody being a criminal? ADR says, because there wouldn't be a game if there weren't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we never did get off of this stupid block. Alright, well, let's find our police station. I think our station's like over here somewhere. And because our shift is pretty much over. But yeah, we didn't hand out that many parking tickets or anything, but and that checkpoint was a complete dud. But yeah, just the people walking up and down the block, I tell you, there was almost more action in that than there was in our previous shifts. All right, valve registration and insurance. Now, the only reason I keep checking computer records for the cars that I'm about to ticket is because technically, if they don't have insurance, I could have them towed. But in this case, I can have them towed anyway.
I got a car here that needs towing.
Because they're parked on the sidewalk and they're not supposed to be there.
There's a traffic jam in your vicinity. Tow truck will be sent to your location as soon as the route is clear.
Dude, liar! I'm looking. There's no traffic. What is he talking about? Not only is there no traffic, I couldn't even get any people to drive through the stupid checkpoint. Alright, so our shift is pretty much over. Let me see. Maybe we can get a couple tickets. What is she sitting here for? Hello? Is she drunk? Whoa, don't pull a gun on her. Hold on. Run button. Watch out. See if I can pull her over. Why is she just sitting trapped in the street like that? Yeah, she's glitched. Now, technically, I have the authority to pull over anybody, even on foot, but she won't respond, so that tells me, yeah. It's early access, so... And hello, Hannah! And hello, Captain Andy!
Your shift is over, officer.
Yeah, tell me about it. Welcome, folks. How you doing? BR says, La, what is this level up thing? Oh, that's basically my my bot, my chat bot, basically keeps participation stats. That's all. Andy says, yeah, I'm awesome now. You're live. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, welcome, Andy. I saw you were streaming a little bit earlier when I was getting set up. How'd your stream go tonight? Matter of fact, guys, because I am rusty, I haven't given out too many shout-outs tonight. So in addition to me streaming for the first time in God knows how long, our friend Captain Andy B has been streaming lately. Andy, when did you start streaming again? Like a week or two ago now? So you're doing Airport Simulator tonight. Oh, okay, that's right. I did see on Steam that you had picked that up. It's good still doing it for charity, so hard to pass the baton otherwise. Gotcha. Otherwise, would have rated you. Gotcha. Okay. Well, thanks for dropping in, because I know it's ungodly late where you and Hannah are right now. It was 2 weeks ago. Gotcha. Hannah says we're doing really well, making more than we ever imagined for the charity. Cool. Yeah, guys, so our friend Captain Andy B started yesterday doing a charity stream benefiting, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy, the Ukrainian Red Cross. So, Andy, if you want to put your information in chat, if anybody's interested in donating to that, he has an information. Yeah, let me permit you for a link, Andy. Hang on a second. Let me do that real quick. If anybody's interested in making a donation, you know, for Ukrainian causes, Andy, I believe, is going to be doing charity streams through Monday. So you can donate for that now, or you can catch any of his streams between now and Monday. But yeah, welcome, Andy and Hannah. Always great to see you. Sorry, let me see. Did I miss anything else? Sorry, Be Here, I missed what you said. If you're still hanging out, he says, I'm convinced I'm going to take this off ignore and wish listing for a potential future purchase. Nice. All right. ADR says Rusty and Dusty. What's that, ADR? Mako says all the people and buildings said Brighton, but on the map it says Brixton. Yes, that's correct. So Brighton is the city. I'm in the sub neighborhood, the district, whatever, of Brixton. And it's a fictitious American city. I forget what the state is. There is a state, but I forget what it's called. And yeah, it is still on early access. But it's coming up on almost a year now since it's been on early access. Matter of fact, Captain Andy, I think you played this, right? You've picked this up as well. And there's the link from Captain Andy. So if anybody's interested in donating, no matter how small, if you have it available, I believe it's a worthy cause. So feel free to chip in. Oh, you said you were a little rusty. Yeah, got you. Rusty and Dusty. Yeah. I got you, ADR. Mako says, oh, okay, I assumed it was a typo. Yeah. Captain Andy says, yeah, funny as I was thinking of streaming it tomorrow, but we shall see. And hello, King. Good evening to you, too. How you doing? All right, and while I'm thinking about it, because, guys, I have not been streaming in months. And again, we're playing Police Simulator Patrol Officers, which is an early access title that was gifted to us by our buddy Arthur Burroughs. And yeah, I just felt like streaming it and sharing it tonight. So yeah, thank you again, Arthur Burroughs. Really appreciate that. Arthur gifted it to us around the Christmas holidays. King says, good, great to see you. You as well, King. Hope everything's going well. All right, but while I'm thinking about it, guys, so because we have so many terrific streamers dropping in to say hi, shout out to Maconomics, who has recently been streaming. Oh, Mortal Kombat lately. Okay, Mako, that's cool. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. I see you streaming from time to time, but based on your hours, I haven't always had a chance really to drop in and hang out, but I would like to do that sometime in the near future. And also, shout out to our friend ADR326, another terrific sim streamer. Plays a lot of similar things like I play, you guys. And ADR, you've been doing Grand Theft Auto. Oh, cool. Okay. I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever seen you stream GTA 5. What type of play you been doing on GTA 5, ADR? And then also, while I'm thinking about it, quick shout out to our friend Dare Tubbers, who also with his better half, Das Tubbers, are terrific variety streamers in their own right, guys. They're hanging out, and I'm gonna shout out Das, even though she streams on the Dare Tubbers channel. But shout out to both of them. Oh, you're welcome, ADR. You just went in to show off your cars and spin the wheel. Oh, okay, cool. When was that? Friday? Because I missed your stream Friday. I remember seeing that you were streaming. But I forget what I was doing Friday. Actually, I think I was heading out to pick up dinner. And I didn't get a chance to join you. All right. And also, we did do a shout out for our buddy Captain Andy B, who I'm also glad to see back streaming again, guys. And who else can we also say? Shout out for our buddy, I don't know if he's still hanging out or not, Spud Muffin, who raided us tonight. So, Spud was playing Iconoclast tonight. Let's see, anybody else who's dropped in? Now, he checked out, but I'm going to shout out also our buddy Carter, who I saw. Carter was streaming really early. Well, it was really early for me when I first got up this morning. I don't know if Donna's still hanging out, but Carter was playing, well, there it is in what it says. IL2, how do you pronounce that? Stormovic? Donna, don't you play that? If Donna's still hanging out or not. You are here, okay. Yeah, I think that's one of the things you said you played, Donna. I might be mistaken. I know one of the other classic fighter sims you played also. But yeah, Carter's been playing that a lot last couple of weeks that I've seen. Let me see. Is there anybody else that I've been forgetting? And of course, even though he only throws in the occasional unicorn stream, I'm going to shout out our buddy Arthur Burrows, who is our benefactor tonight. Donna says you have an early version of the game. Oh, okay. And, oh, you're welcome, Captain Andy. And, of course, I don't know if she's still hanging out or if she's out running a marathon or something, but shout out to our friend Story Writer as well. Are you done, Kojo? Thanks for streaming. No, I'm actually not done, Arthur. I'm probably gonna do another shift or two. I'm not done. But if you have to run, I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate again for the gift. No, I just wanted to, because I'm looking at my account, so many people hanging out in chat. I just wanted to throw some shout outs, especially to the streamers. And let me see, did I miss anybody else? No. All right. So, yeah, thank you guys. You'll be lurking. Okay. Thanks again, Arthur. Appreciate that. Thanks for the resub as well. All right, guys. So, hopefully I didn't miss anybody else who had dropped in, either raided or whatever, who streams. But yeah, thank you guys. It's good to see everybody. Yeah, I mean, I took a couple months off from streaming. Basically, my schedule is probably not going to be regular. I think I said that when I came back last fall. Oh, you're welcome, Das. But it's good to see everybody. All right, so let me see. So that is our third shift of the week? It might be our fourth. That's our third shift of the week. So within a work week, as you can see in the lower right-hand corner, they want you to do five shifts. So we've done 3 already, Monday through Wednesday. I think we're going to take a day off and then go right to Friday and the weekend. So we'll do that. So let's see. All right, so today is Friday in the work week. Let's find something else to do. So we got three more high crime areas. We lowered the crime stats in this Brianna district and this Nelson Hill district. Mako, to your point, this overall area is the district of Brixton within the city of, I forgot the name already. But even within that district is these, specific neighborhoods. So that's kind of how they break it down. But there's like in a current map, there's 3 major districts, and each one of them has like a number of different neighborhoods, I guess. All right, so let's see. We still got 3 high crime areas. So this is a night motor patrol. This is a evening foot patrol like we just did. And this is a day foot patrol. I kind of was hoping we might get a night foot patrol. Maybe we get a do-over on that DUI checkpoint that didn't work out so well. I think I'm going to take this daytime foot patrol here. Mainly because this is near a park. And you can tend to get a lot of, you know, different types of activity in the park. Like drug dealing and, you know, purse snatching or wallet snatching and stuff like that. So let's try that, see how it works. Oh, matter of fact, this district is literally adjacent to the park. Although this is a day shift, a lot of times you don't see as much
Officer, I need your help, please.
shady activity in the daytime as you do late at night, but it's also a weekend, so we'll see what happens.
Hi, officer. Could you help me out, please? I'm looking for the Blackbird Theater. Could you point to it on the map?
All right, now this one I do know where it is
Sure.
because it's
It's
literally
right
right next to the police station. So this one we should get right. But yeah, they put this weird mechanic in the game where you have, you give citizens directions.
You have my thanks, officer.
That one I knew because it's literally right there. It's literally right next door to the police precinct. But yeah, it's kind of weird because they're not labeled on the map after you discover them. Like you discover them and then they're on the map, but after that there's no label. So I don't know if that's a bug or if that's by design, but again, early access. All right. But yeah, they've been putting, you know, little non-criminal things in the game like that. That get you a little bit of extra XP, giving citizens directions, just casually greeting them, things like that. But a lot of times in the park you can get, like I said, drug deals. If you look really carefully, you can catch people doing drug deals. Like them, for example, right there. They might just be chatting, but yeah, I probably got too close. Nah, I think that's a drug deal. But I think I screwed up. I got too close to watch. Yep, there we go. This is tricky. So now, oh, they're both going to run. See, this is the problem when you don't play co-op. I can't stop 2 people. I've done it at least once.
Stop! Put your hands in the air!
I busted 2 people once, but it's very hard to get both of them. So that's where co-op would really come in handy, I think.
Show me your ID, please.
Sure. Here you go,
You might get
officer.
mugged. Amira Takuchi. Criminal conviction for cocaine possession. No open warrants, though. She is the one that I caught selling drugs, yes? Yes.
You've committed narcotics trafficking. You're being arrested.
But unfortunately, the person she was selling to got away. That might even be him.
No,
I don't know what he's running
Please,
from.
officer.
No, don't. What is that guy doing? He was just selling drugs, but I didn't see him. Oh, well. I can only handle one at a time. All right, let's pat her down. Captain Loser says, this is why you leg them with your service weapon. Easy to catch them when their legs don't work no more, right? ADR says he's clearly the one using the coke. Alright, so we got her with bag of white powder. Caught her with supply red-handed. Switchblade, earphones, and a cucumber. Always with the snacks, right? Healthy snacks, though. Cucumbers.
I need backup to take a suspect into custody.
Alright, so what is it? 9:30 in the morning on a Friday in the park. And she's out here selling drugs.
Yo.
Yo, what up? So you're supposed to be able to greet citizens who greet you like she just did, but it's a little glitchy. You don't always get the prompt to reply, so that's kind of strange. Alright, so we're waiting for transport. Oh, wait. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. More graffiti. Damn it, he got away, though. I didn't see him. Oh, well. Dare says, so many questions about the cucumber. Hey, Dare, how about the human teeth? Have you seen that one? A lot of times, like, there's somebody else fleeing. What is he fleeing from? Oh, wallet thief. Let's see if I can catch them.
Somebody, help me.
Stop immediately!
Caught her with the wallet in her hand.
I need to see your ID, please.
Here you go, officer.
I need a Wonder Woman lasso. Yeah, that would be a nice. I would pay for that as DLC, Spud. Karina Carlson, do you have an existing record? Oh yeah, you do. Shoplifting. She's a klepto by nature, obviously. No open warrant, but that's okay. We caught her red-handed. Yep, stolen wallet.
You're under arrest for larceny.
Human teeth, huh? Seems like they just wanted help chewing the fat.
No, don't. Please, officer.
That's a pretty sick tag. Yeah, it actually is.
I need backup to take a suspect into custody.
Man, we're 2 hours into our day shift here,
Unit will be dispatched to your
and we're racking up the busts. All right, so let me see. Where's my other caller? So I chased her this way. The other one was... Hopefully they picked her up already. Yeah, she was over by that statue, right? Yeah, I think they got her. So yeah, we got a drug deal. We got a wallet theft. I think I just heard another wallet thief. Oh, you know what? I got to give the owner the wallet back. It's the same case, probably. Yeah.
Here it is. I was able to get it back this time.
I almost forgot about him.
You saved my day, officer.
I'm slightly disturbed at how much that shirt forms to her torso, says Captain Loser. What, the chick I just busted?
Here's your report.
Thank you, officer.
It's fine. Have a nice day.
Yeah, they do have some interesting wardrobe choices, I guess you could say. All right, and we're just waiting for the pickup.
Hurry and come with me to the police van.
I have no choice.
We need support. Who's available?
I'll manage it.
Oh, traffic accident. Oh, you know what? I didn't check the distance.
Excuse me.
I don't have time home, sorry. Yeah, it's kind of far. How far is it? Yeah. Doesn't look like it on the map, but on foot, this is kind of far. I try to make a rule for myself. I don't take a call out that's more than 200 meters away, because in the game, it seems like it takes forever to get there. And that one was almost 400, so... I mean, maybe at some point they'll add some kind of like fast travel or something. But, again, early access. Right now, all we can do is hoof it. Damn. That's not a valid parking spot. Oh, this is a new landmark. I think I haven't seen this before. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! That's not a discoverable?
Ah, yeah.
I would have bet money that was discoverable. So they have these discoverables, like these giant sculptures and things like that on the map. That, you know, can be things that that pedestrians might ask you, where is such and such? I would have bet money that would have been one of them, but apparently not. Well, maybe along the way there's a donut shop, just saying. There probably is. They do have, crap, did I pass it? I think I passed it. Oh, there it is. I see it. Minor accident, they say.
I've arrived at the scene and we'll take care of it.
Minor accidents? 3 cars. All right, let's make sure there's no bodies laying in the street like earlier. Nope. All right, we're good. All right, let's start interviewing.
This person drove too fast. I'm sure of it.
I'd like to see your ID and car insurance, please.
All right, whatever you say, Karen.
Here you go, officer.
Oh, her name is Karen! Oh my god! Her name really is Karen! Oh my god, you can't make that shit up, I swear. Alright, Karen Schneider. Current license. Looks like current insurance for a 4-door sedan. Let's check it against the, taxi driver is thoroughly sus, yeah. Yeah, Karen made sure she let us know, too. Valid registration and insurance on the vehicle. Current license, no warrants, no criminal charges, all right. But we will give them basic DUI testing. All right, she's clean on blood alcohol. Dare says, I mean, unless it's the Uber driver I had in Fort Lauderdale this week, the dude was a menace to traffic. Yeah? Oh, you guys just had, went on a trip there? Cool. For vacation or work? And she's clean. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to double check her vehicle registration just to make sure this is the vehicle she's driving. Sometimes they're not. Alright, yeah, it looks like that matches up. Alright. Alright, let's interview the rest of these folks.
This person drove too fast. I'm sure of it.
Wow, what is with that accent?
ID and vehicle insurance card, please.
Here you go, officer.
It was for work, okay. Dude was speeding Weaving through rush hour traffic and cutting people off. Wow. Kenneth Delgado. That does not look like him. Sex male. Current license. Okay. So Kenneth Delgado has current insurance. On a 4-door car, 3 Victor Charles 465. Is that what he's driving now? Tell you what, let's give him a DUI test, then we'll double check his plates. That ID does not match, though. Alright, he is .064. He's not legally drunk, though. Maybe a little buzzed, but not legally intoxicated. So, Dare, what'd you do about that? What'd you do? Or was it one of those kind of things you just kind of had to sit there and wait it because you had to get to where you were going? Reported him to Uber, gotcha. All right, so he's negative on that. All right, so let me double check that record again. Kenneth Delgado. That vehicle is for a pickup. Hold it. Let me double check that again. That's not the ID I just read. I'm sorry. Give me that.
Let me see your ID, and if available, this vehicle's insurance, please.
Sure, officer.
Yeah, because these folks have shenanigans with their documentation sometimes. You kind of have to look closely. 3 Victor Charles. It's a 4-door. But that is not Kenneth Delgado, according to computer records. All right, hang on. So, is this 3 Victor Charles? It is. But that is also an expired license plate. Who's that registered to? Ah, that's this guy. So he gave me a stolen ID and wow, this is really confusing. So he gave me a stolen ID, and he gave me an insurance registration for this car that doesn't match him. So he's got an expired car registration. He's got a stolen driver's license. He has valid insurance even though the other guy didn't have. All right. So he's going to jail for the stolen ID alone. All right, in the meantime, let's talk to this last guy. Everybody seems to think this is his problem. Oh, wait, did I do his DUI checks? Yeah, I'm starting to lose track of it. Just arrest him for bad hair, yeah.
I was in a real hurry and I drove too fast. I'm sorry.
All right, so he knows it was his fault.
Would you please show me your ID?
We'll watch him be a mass murderer or something.
Sure. Here you go, officer.
Another fake ID, or at least a stolen ID, because this is registered to a Katerina whoever. That's a female. He doctored the picture, but it's a female's ID. All right, what else did you doctor, Holmes? 8 Sam George Zebra 70 is his license. All right, current on both, but that's a fake ID or a stolen ID, one or the other. Fake ID. Not even in the system. Jeez. Maybe just undergoing his gender reassignment surgery. Hey, I would like to give him the benefit of the doubt, but that is not even the case. All right. All right, give him the DUI test. I might have to redo the DUI test of the guy in the middle because I don't remember if I did him or not. Does anybody remember if I actually did his DUI test? All right, 0.17, but he's below legal. All right. Zero on the bad hair dude. Okay, thanks, dear. And he's negative. Okay, for drugs. All right. Let me double check his plate some crap, though, because... H. Sam George Zebra 70. Alright, so that matches. But... Yeah, see, that's his ID. That's for a male. His name is, however you pronounce that. Jite Michaela. That is not the ID he gave me. Alright, so he's got a fake ID. He's going to jail for that. He's got a stolen ID. He's going to jail for that. Karen had a valid ID and valid insurance, so she's okay. Alright, let's take pictures. Ooh, man. I got the wrong one. There we go. Do I have any pictures to be taken? I mean, it says it's a minor accident, minor fender bender. I mean, technically, it looks like... Okay, he's got some damage. It looks like they could actually drive their cars home if they weren't going to jail. I've got nothing for her? She has no damage. Okay, well, she's lucky. She has no damage. Alright. So she can, yeah, she can drive home safely, it looks like. Oh, wait, there's a little bit. Got it right there. There's a little bit more. You know, it's funny, I've seen other people doing playthroughs of this game, and the accident scenes always looked, I hate to say it, boring to me. Like, you know, just taking the pictures and stuff like that. But actually playing it, it's a little bit different. It's actually kind of fun piecing everything together, trying to get everything. Where's that guy running? Oh, no wonder. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I saw him running. I was wondering why. And I just shot him because I felt like it.
Let me have a look at your ID, please.
Donna says you should have...
Yeah, sure, officer.
You should have the what on the sidewalk? Not standing in the middle of the road. Dare says that's how it always is. The person following the rules get screwed up. Yeah. Alright. Expired ID, but he's not driving. Alright, no big deal. Oh, it should have them on the sidewalk, not standing in the middle of the road. Gotcha. Well, ironically, they will go to the sidewalk after I put handcuffs on. So, but I don't have any control at this point in the game to tell them to get on, get out of the street. But the minute I cuff them, they automatically go to the sidewalk. All right, we caught them with some marijuana, up to 1 ounce. Now, 1 ounce of marijuana in this city is legal to carry, so that's not criminal, according to the handbook in the game. But I did catch him with the stolen wallet, so he's done.
You're being arrested for larceny. Please cooperate.
Please, no.
Backup requested to take a suspect into custody. I repeat, backup requested.
Copy that. The nearest available unit will be sent to your current location. An officer to handle a
I'm currently dealing with something else.
Alright, so... Yeah, see, after I put the cuffs on him, yeah, he just goes to the sidewalk, but... Oh, did my accident despawned? I'd be damned. I didn't get to finish it.
Help! Someone call 911! My wallet's been stolen!
All right, here's your stolen property.
You did a
here's
great
your
job,
stinking
officer.
stolen wallet.
That looked like a chase right from a movie.
Yeah.
Here's the report regarding your stolen property.
Thanks a lot, officer.
Yeah.
You're good to go. Bye.
Now, I've done that before. Normally, the accident does not despawn. They just wait until you give them the reports and everything. But that one... All right, well...
At your service, officer.
Oh, well. Chase right from a movie if you're the Black Kojak. Yeah. Donna, you know there was a Black Kojak. I don't know if you know Ving Rhames, the actor. He did a remake of Kojak in a movie. Of course, he was a lot older. Well, then again, I take that back. Tully Savalas was not particularly young when he was Kojak, so...
Officer, I need your help, please.
I'm sure I'm gonna...
Sorry,
waste
officer.
your time, but let's...
I want to go to the Blackbird Theater. Can you tell me where it is?
Sure. It's right here.
Yeah, these Blackbird theaters are all over the place, so... It could be anywhere.
Your shift is over, officer.
Gee, thanks. Let's try one. I have no idea. Because they don't label them.
Forget it. I'll figure it out myself.
Wow. Thanks, dude. Does he smoke or have a lollipop? Did he smoke or have a lollipop? I don't actually remember. He probably did have a lollipop. That's to the west. Let's see which way. This way. But these days, you know, they don't really let people smoke in movies and TV much anymore, so I'm guessing probably didn't smoke. The world needs an Irish Cannon remake. Cannon, huh? You remember Cannon? Wasn't that, what's that guy's name? I can't remember the actor's name, but I remember Cannon. Alright, so we get to do the 600-meter sprint back to headquarters. Robert Conrad. Oh, that's not who I'm thinking of then. It wasn't Robert Conrad, it was, is that my station? I'm gonna have to look it up, I can't remember now. Maybe it's not Cannon I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a different cop. Dare says, all right, Kojo, favorite mid-'80s TV show? Mid-'80s? Oh. That is a good question. I mean, immediately I started to say Star Trek The Next Generation because, you know, any Star Trek is probably going to be my favorite show in its era. But was that mid-'80s? That started in what, 87? Technically that's late 80s, I would say. I don't know, Dare. I have to think about that. What's yours? I'm sure you asked me for a reason specifically. Donna says I was born in 87? Wow.
Hi.
Hi. Whoops. Oh, great. I'll give you 83, 87 if you need it. Yeah, I would say Star Trek for me. The Next Generation. Although, technically, Next Generation didn't really get good until it was in its third season. Those first couple seasons were kind of uneven. So it wouldn't have been a favorite at that point, but I would still watch it every week because it was Star Trek. And Star Trek has always been my jam. Donna says there's 3 PI shows in a row every night. Mannix, Cannon, and Barnaby Jones. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mannix, Barnaby Jones. Barnaby Jones was Buddy Ebsen. Mannix was... What was his name? Mike Connors? Oh, Cannon... Cannon's name was Robert Conrad? Okay. It was like the kind of short, heavyset dude, right? I thought Robert Conrad was like the guy from Wild Wild West. What's that guy's name? I'm confusing the two names, I guess. Dare says, so technically it started in 82, but it was only... You were only 3 then. Knight Rider. Oh, Knight Rider, of course. Got you. Okay. Yeah, I used to watch Knight Rider. I wouldn't say it was my favorite show at the time, but I watched it. I watched it pretty much every week. Captain Loser says seasons 1 and 2 still had some bangers like Measure of Man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but then you had some stinkers like The Royale and whatever that one was where Riker basically relives his whole life. His whole life flashes in front of his eyes. ADR says, I love Kojak. Yeah, me too. Kojak was my joy. I mean, all my... And, you know, I can say this while I'm playing a cop game. All my life, I always liked cop games. Cop shows, rather. I still do. Dare says not 90s, but that's another good question. Okay. Oh, that was a typo. Okay. Buddy Ebsen was to be the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz, says Donna, but the aluminum painted on him landed him in the hospital for 3 months. He almost blinded. He was almost blinded? Wow, I didn't know that. You know what? Tell you what, let me double check my shift report because we got some negative conduct points here for the first time all stream. So let's see what I did wrong. So I know basically the quote-unquote minor traffic accident despawned. So I didn't get to finish it, but that's not a negative. It's just a loss of opportunity. But what did I do? So pedestrian, this is... which call was that? Justified aiming a stun gun, justified ID check, unjustified handcuffing. Oh, the drug dealer? I got negative points for handcuffing the drug dealer. How? Yeah, found a legal item. We found her with a bag of white powder, right? All right, I think that's a bug. I busted her for selling drugs. How is it unjustified handcuffing? That doesn't sound right. Dare says, and can't remember the show's name, just remembering it was shut in Chicago and the main character was JJ Dynamite and said Dynamite. Oh, Good Times. Good Times. Cannon was William Conrad. Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Donna. Yeah, I was just about to look that up on IMDb. I knew it was bugging me. Yeah, William Conrad. Okay. Yeah. The other Conrad, boy, I forgot his name that quick because old man brain. It's William Conrad and Bob Conrad, Robert Conrad. He was in Wild Wild West, the original Wild Wild West, which I also used to love. Miss Lovely Hannah says, I just happened to watch through Knight Rider the past few weeks. You had never seen much of it before. The plot lines are kind of along the same. I noticed in the episodes Evil Person. Michael comes in and saves the day and gets some girl. Yeah, pretty much. And the car talks. And jumps. And does all kinds of incredible things like Speed Racer. Yeah, I mean, I think Knight Rider made David Hasselhoff a star. But I think he would say he enjoyed Baywatch a lot more than he enjoyed playing second fiddle to a talking car. Dare says could care less about the guy, just wanted the car, right? Yeah, and they actually did 2 Knight Rider remakes, I believe. I remember I saw one probably in the early aughts, the early 2000s, where there was a new Knight Rider, but the car was, first of all, it was a Mustang instead of a Firebird, blasphemy. But I think at that point, Pontiac was no longer a brand, so I guess I can kind of understand. And there was another Knight Rider remake even before that one, but after the original, but I forget the details on that one. Both of them were not good, though. Donna says, I think beating a cheeseburger drunk on his kitchen floor made David a star. Yeah, that was his daughter, right? Wasn't that his daughter? If I remember correctly. But no, that was well after his star flamed out. I still think it's kind of crazy because I don't know if many of you guys who are cord cutters, if you have what is it, Pluto TV? It's one of the free streaming services. It's advertiser supported, but the thing with it is, it's got several hundred channels that are all free, which is cool because you're not paying a cable bill. But it's everything from like 20 years ago, right? So it's nothing really current on it. But one of the things on there is they have a dedicated Baywatch channel. And, it's funny. I never used to watch Baywatch back in the day because it's just, let's be honest, it's cheesy, right? But it's one of those kind of things that, like, while I'm working on something here and I'll have Pluto on as background noise. And, sometimes I'll have Baywatch on. And I started kind of researching a little bit. At its peak, that was the #1 show on planet Earth, which is kind of ridiculous to me. So yeah, he started out kind of with Knight Rider, but Baywatch is kind of what really, I guess, paid his bills. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, that was a long time ago. All right, so anyway, we got negative conduct points on a drug bust. I have no idea how. That was an unjustified handcuffing, but I'm gonna dock that as a bug. I don't think that was accurate. Dara says, thank you for paying my bills, Kojo. Keep watching those ad-supported channels. Oh, that's right. You do work in that industry, right, Dara? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when people look into doing cord cutting, that's one of the first things I recommend. I said, Pluto, because Pluto is free. I mean, it's got a lot of content on it, a lot of stuff on there, and I watch. I mean, there's like, Smithsonian Channel stuff on there, and there's comedy, stand-up channels on there. There's a big variety of things on there. It's just nothing super current, is all. Pluto's owned by Paramount, so lots of stuff, right? Yeah, deep back catalog. And Dare says, yeah, we manage most of the major channels ads. Okay. I do love the slow TV channel on there from NRK in Norway. Oh, really? Oh, I don't think I'm familiar with that one. I have to check that out. And yay, Kojo is live. Hey, Lone Star, welcome. I am, man. But, Dare, I have actually found a couple shows on there that I never even heard of. Like, for example, like in addition to cop shows that I like, I always watch cop shows. There's a foreign military drama. It's on there. It's basically about an Australian patrol boat crew called Sea Patrol. And I just happened to catch it. Oh, it's a travel subsection of Pluto. Gotcha. Oh, okay. It's basically this Australian patrol boat crew. I had never even heard of it before. And if you can, basically put up with people, in thick Australian accents, it's one of those kind of things I kind of like watching. Like I said, just background activity. So there's some stuff on there that I had never heard of. It's not like it's heavy duty American stuff. There's a lot of other stuff on there. Sorry, I saw the notification you went live early, but you were asleep for a little bit. Oh, no problem. Lone Star, glad you're here. How's everything? Tubi owned 21st Century Fox is another good app. Yeah, I have Tubi also. Tubi I don't watch as much because I find the app itself a little bit clunky compared to some others. So even though I might like the content sometimes, if the app itself is kind of, janky to navigate, sometimes I just stop using it. I have to really, really want to watch something specific to deal with a janky app. All right. All right, so let me see. So we have one more shift to finish out the work week, and so we can either do a shift on Saturday or Sunday. I think we'll just do Saturday. So let's see what we got. We got a evening foot patrol we can do here, and we have another evening foot patrol to do here. So these are the last two high crime areas. We get more points if we work these areas for getting their crime stats down than we do in the other areas. Dare says, yeah, most of the groups are now just figuring out app development. It's a real Wild West part of the industry, right? Lone Star says it's unfortunate police-related shows were deemed socially unacceptable. I personally enjoyed Cops and Live PD. Oh, I'm not familiar with Live PD. I know Cops because that's one of the things I watch on. Is that Pluto or? Actually, I watch a lot of stuff on the Roku channel itself now. Yeah, I think it's Pluto. I watch a lot of it on Pluto. Cops is still in filming. Yeah, I actually heard Cops is coming back. It's not coming back to Fox Network, but it is coming back. But Live PD, yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. I have to look for that sometime. Oh, you're saying it's not on the air anymore? All right. Live PD was an A&E program? Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that one. Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of police dramas. I didn't watch as many police reality shows, I guess you would say. But, Cops was notorious. Everybody knows Cops. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, so we're going to do one more shift here, and that'll close out the work week. Does anybody have any requests? Would anybody like me to do a specific shift, a foot shift, motor patrol? I mean, I kind of wouldn't mind doing another shift in this park area. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the park all the time. Even though it's not high crime. Lone Star says it was canceled amongst all the cancel culture of police shows. Yeah, I remember the era. Let's see. But like I said, Cops is coming back, so I just don't remember who's picking it up. Dare says, to be honest, it wasn't long for the airways. The revenue levels are too low, right? Yeah, I mean, we can all blame cancel culture, but everything is finance. Everything is finance. If you're making enough money on it, you don't care who's yelling about it. Probably why Cops is coming back, because somebody knows they can make money on it. All right, even though it's not high crime, I am going to do... I think we're going to do a motor patrol at night. Because by doing motor patrol, we still have access to the entire city. Uh-oh. That didn't look very happy. And hello, Strange Sauce. Welcome, how are you? Like Walking Dead is stupid and terrible now. Money is too good to end it, though. Yeah, what has it got? 2 spinoffs now there? God bless George Floyd, but there was no need to cancel Cops, Live PD, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Well, I don't think Brooklyn Nine-Nine got canceled because of George Floyd. But to be honest, I'm not sure.
We need support. Who's
Paw Patrol to name another. God. This game is so fun. Let's see, what do we got here? Robbery crime scene? Right off the bat. Boy, we just got in the car. Yeah, I received this as a gift. Strange Sauce. And, yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. Come on, lady, I gotta crime to go to. Oh, it's right around the corner.
Back to 2. I've arrived at the Robbins.
You bought it to fulfill my dreams of being a cop. Gotcha. Are you a witness? Who are you talking to? She is a witness.
Let me hear what you saw.
Well, officer, I wasn't really paying attention to anything going on.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Thanks.
You're good to go. Bye.
What about you?
So, tell me about the accident.
They were black. I'm pretty sure of it.
Chase was a brown-nosed Iraqi, was the best pup. Oh, you guys talking about Paw Patrol? Okay. Yeah, I've never actually seen it. I've heard of it. She's not looking so good.
Everything's fine. You're good to go. Bye.
Both of these look like they might have been hurt.
Tell me what you saw.
But I can't call an ambulance for them yet.
I know that person.
Also bought the drug dealer simulator, both are good fun.
I'll take care of the area. I'll start looking for the suspect.
Alright, Kira, what does that say? Oz, how do you pronounce that? Kira Oz.
Have a nice day and goodbye.
Alright, I still think it's weird that after interviewing the suspects, if I ask them for their IDs, I get dinged. Which is kind of weird. But... Alright, so where was she last seen? They seem like they saw her. Oh, she's in this area somewhere. Okay. That's not who I'm looking for. Alright. Alright, hang on a second. So which way am I looking here? This is, I'm right in the center. Alright, let's just look around here. Sidewalk Parker. Parker. To the northern end here of my search area. Not her. You still at CP 100, you didn't get dinged. Okay. Where am I again? To the northern perimeter. Alright. Far west can I go? Oh, wait a minute. My tracker is going up, not down. Alright, going too far west.
We require support.
I'm currently busy with another issue.
Oh, is that her?
How you doing, officer?
I'm busy.
Stop! Put your hands in the air! Stop! Put your hands in the air!
Alright, gave her 2 warnings. She doesn't get another one.
Don't move!
Okay, she just kind of stopped.
Would you please show me your ID?
Yes, officer. There you go.
Captain Andy says, catch you tomorrow. Great to see you streaming again. Thank you, Eddie. Thanks for dropping in and hanging out. Appreciate that. And Hannah also, going off to head off for the night. Speak soon. Okay, Hannah. Thank you, guys. Thank you both. Sleep well. Tase that bitch. Yeah, I was going to, but she stopped that time. Alright, so let's see. Alright, ID confirmed, warrant confirmed. Previous conviction for carrying an unlicensed firearm. Alrighty.
You're under arrest for having an open warrant.
Actually, she was guilty of assault. I could have charged her with that.
No, don't. Please, officer.
But right now, we don't have stacking of charges yet, so I can only charge her with one thing at a time for arrest. Am I the only one that played this game as a crooked cop? Probably not. I shot someone once and it ended my shift. Yeah. Alright, so she's got a handgun.
We've received new information and have updated your map with a location where the suspect can be found.
Yeah, we already got her. Thanks. Stolen necklace, dice, and damp raisins. Everybody's got snacks.
I need backup to take a suspect into custody.
Understood. The closest available unit will be dispatched to your location.
No, I haven't drawn my firearm on anybody yet because I know the dev said that there's no crime in the game yet that kind of supports firearm usage or justifies it, I guess. But I know that's what everybody's, looking for.
I just pulled up next to you, partner.
Wow. Dude needs a muffler. All right, so he got her. Let me see. Where's my car? I kind of lost total track of where we are.
If I have to.
Is that my car? I'm gonna say that's my car. But I might roll up another character just to see how far I can push him before he gets fired. Where's my car? Check license to see if she has a gun permit. Yeah, I didn't, I remember looking at the record, but I don't remember noticing. No gun permit. Yeah, most people don't in this game. But again, you can't stack charges yet anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. Where did I leave my car? Jeez. Oh, it's over there. Stream brain setting in. Setting in. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I hope they keep developing this game. I usually give them tickets for things like invalid license or whatever, and then arrest them, right? Yeah, I mean, it's been in early access about a year so far. So, almost a year coming up. I mean, it seems to be developing okay. It's just a matter of, is it developing quick enough? There's so many games now, like they start out in early access and then they just kind of stall out, you know? So, you know, I mean, I usually don't buy early access titles. This was gifted to me, that's why I have it. So, I kind of wait for a finished product, but a lot of times they just never finish. But I also, Strange Sauce, I don't know if you play any of the GTA 5 police mods, but I play LSPDFR, and that's kind of the target. I'm hoping this develops to even be a fraction of, you know, what you can do in that game.
Hello, officer.
Hello.
Dara says, well, flashing lights, EA for 5 years or so now. Really? Wow. All right. Taxi stand? No shift stickers. It's not a taxi. It's not registered as a taxi. Okay. And I'm trying to remember, can I tow for a taxi stand? I know I can for a bus stop. I don't remember.
I got a car here that needs towing. Can you send a record to my location?
Sure. The record is en route to your location.
Oh, wow. He gave me no lip that time. I bought into many early access titles hoping for gold, but ended up with half-completed games. I did play the GTA 5 mod, but it stopped working for some reason. Yeah, I mean, I love the mod because of how robust it is, and there's a lot of options for it. But is this an accident? Hang on a second, what's going on here? But it is a bear to install. But you know, you'll see me streaming it from time to time. But that's kind of what I'm. Oh, good lord.
I have an injured person requesting an ambulance.
Oh, we just caught a random accident. At least he didn't hit and run. Let's talk to this guy.
I don't understand what happened, officer.
Would you please show me your ID and the vehicle insurance?
Sure. Here you go, officer.
All right, he gave me his ID. Look at it. That's a non-driver's license. He's not licensed to drive, and he didn't give me an insurance card. All right, the game is slowing down. We've been streaming three and a half hours. Yeah, I think I'm hitting the memory leak wall. Book him. Yeah. Let's see. So he's got he's not licensed to drive. No gun permit. His vehicle.
Okay, what's going on? Can you hear me?
His vehicle does not have valid registration or insurance.
Okay, great. We need to get you to the ambulance anyway for further examination.
All right,
Can you walk on your own?
Hush, dude. So his license plate is Niner.
Yes, I can do that. I'll go to the ambulance.
Shh. Niner 11 David 81. All right, so he's not licensed and his vehicle's not documented, man. Yeah, everything's slowing down in the game. And I smell alcohol. Oh, this guy's going to jail tonight. All right, first things first. Actually, before I do that, let me check something else. 911 David 81 911, yeah. All right, so that is the vehicle he is currently driving. Because sometimes they are driving vehicles that are not registered to them. 0.13, oh, yeah, he's pissy drunk. Negative on drugs. All right. Oh boy. Okay, where to start? So start with the citations, I guess. So what is he doing? He's got. Well, he's driving without a license. That's an arrestable offense. He doesn't have valid insurance. So we'll cite him for that.
You're being charged for not carrying valid insurance.
Really? That is so much money.
And he is got invalid registration.
You're being charged and ticketed between $50 and $250 for driving a car with an expired license plate.
So much money for such a small infraction.
All right, but you were going to jail. Take your pick for DUI, for not a valid license.
Assistance is requested for an emergency.
I guess we'll give him the DUI.
You've committed a DUI. You're being arrested.
No, don't. Please, officer.
This is Patrol 4561. I can take that.
All right. And also Strange Sauce. Sorry. Lost track. Thank you for the follow. And welcome to the stream. Seem like a chill dude. Thank you. Strange Sauce also said the one for Armor 3 was super fun, but for some reason they banned me and I can't play anymore. Gotcha. Yeah, but as far as the GTA 5 mod that I play, and I just started streaming that like last fall. My particular build, because there's a lot of options to it, I have something like 75 components. So I have like a lot of options plugged in. All right. So search this thing. And, I mean, it's fantastic because you can do so much in it, right? Stiletto, okay. But because it's a mod, you know, it's not as stable as this, for example. So hopefully as they keep, you know, developing this, it'll continue to be, you know, pretty stable and just have a lot more,
situation that needs to be taken care of. Is anyone available?
I'm taking care of another issue at the moment.
nail clippers there, so nothing incriminating in his car. I'm hoping that this develops to be that robust in terms of capabilities. Nothing there. Oops, wrong one. Alright, his vehicle looks clean. But let's see about him. Well, first let's get his vehicle towed.
I have a vehicle here that needs towing. I need a wrecker at my current location, please.
Sure, it'll be with you shortly.
Yeah, I need to try and fix it. Yeah. It was really fun. That's what I was hoping for as well. I love police simulators. I don't know why they're so fun. Yeah. And let's see. Nail clipper, snacks, cucumber. Always with the snacks. Pocket watch and keys. Okay, so he's not carrying anything incriminating, but he's... What was his blood alcohol? 0.13 something?
I need some backup here to take a suspect
and
into
he hit
custody.
somebody, right?
Understood. We're sending the closest transport to your location.
Again, what the fuck with the cucumbers? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the cucumber is strange enough, but it's kind of that's not even the strangest thing. I'm wondering what's up with the human teeth. And why do they always have, what is it, wet raisins? So, yeah. That's kind of weird. Who carries that around with them in their pocket? Yeah, he was over the limit, right?
Officer, help requested for an emergency. Please respond.
Yeah, we got
I'm on my
time.
way.
We'll take it. All right, here comes the tow truck. I love the tow trucks. You were not legally parked, though. Yeah, the game's slowing down, guys. Let me see if it... Hopefully you can get through this shift. All right. I love raisins.
Hey, officer.
Yeah, I like raisins too, Lone Star. Especially when I was a kid. I used to love, like, the little boxes of Sun-made raisins.
I got a car here that needs towing. Can you send a wrecker to my location?
I love those damn tow trucks. Look at that.
All tow trucks are on call at the moment.
All right, where's my pickup, though? Maybe if I move... Oh, there's my pickup. I guess I'm in the way. All right, you got him, partner? Yeah, and I like that they added co-op to this game already, too. Raisin Bran cereal, yum. Yeah. Did they pick him up? Oh, there it is. Yeah, she got him. All right, we got him. Done with that one. Off to another accident. So that one was a spontaneous accident. We just happened upon it just driving.
I've arrived at the scene and will begin processing the accident.
Alright, so this is one thing you can do at night. I don't remember if they said that was a major or minor accident. You can get road flares out of your trunk. I don't think they work during the day though, but I'm not sure. And you can zone off the area. Although, for some reason, you only get to collect like 4 at a time, and that's usually not enough to close the whole box. So I don't know. They need to kind of simplify that a little bit, maybe. And you get a mechanic that you only know when it's totally closed off, and I'm going to do it just for demonstration purposes, when it turns green. Strange Sauce says, I love the co-op feature, but I have no friends that play this. Yeah, I have a couple that picked it up long before I did. Maybe I can get them to stream with me sometime. That would be nice. Still not enough, which is annoying. Maybe in this corner, I don't know. There it is, turn green finally. All right, we're done. All right, let's get the interview. So I didn't see any bodies laying in the street this time. So we've already had a couple accident scenes tonight where people land in the street.
I was distracted
injured.
and forgot to use the turn signal. Sorry, officer.
Show me your driver's license and, if available, proof of insurance, please.
I'd co-op with you. Cool.
Yeah, sure, officer.
Strange Sauce, do you stream? Just out of curiosity. All right, Luna Edwards, you do. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to drop in and check you out sometime. All right, so her license is not current. Looks like her license expired. And she still has current insurance for a few more weeks for a pickup truck. What is it? Zero Ida David Tom 28. Oh, I didn't check. It's the computer. Let me double check that. You started streaming this recently. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is my first night streaming it. I think... Wait. I think the game crashed. Yeah. I noticed it was slowing down. I figured it was probably had a memory leak. But, I was hoping we could get through that last shift. Yeah. Yeah, I think it crashed. Yeah. All right, let's see. Dare says, I keep you in mind. I picked this up, Kojo. Okay, Dare, cool. Crashed on you before as well? Yeah, I mean, we've been streaming for about 3.5 hours. I've never actually had a play session this long. So, yeah. Oh, wait. What'd you do? All right. They've recovered. Let's see if we can get through this. It's clearly on its last leg, though. Let's give it a quick DUI test. Last accident scene we got this. Last accident scene we had like this, it actually glitched out and disappeared before I finished it. So we'll see what happens. All right, she's clean on blood alcohol. Notice I've lost sound, though. I have no more sound. And she's clean on drugs. Okay. All right. Let's See if we can get anything out of her, but we got no...
That person turned without
Oh,
using
now
a
we got
turn
sound.
signal. That's very dangerous, officer.
All right, well, she already admitted that it was her fault, which they say you should never do.
Let me see your driver's license, and if available, this vehicle's insurance, please.
Okay, officer. There you go.
All right, I'm not going to check the computer because that seems to be where it's slowing down. Like on my controls, I hit the button to bring up the computer, and then I'm waiting 5, 6, 7 seconds before it comes up. Whereas in the beginning of the stream, you hit the button and it comes right up. So, you know, early access is it's probably got a memory leak or something. All right, so let's see. She's got current insurance, current driver's license. And I never did get to check the computer for the other chick because I think her driver's license is expired. Interesting, I didn't notice that. Yeah, probably because you don't see exactly when I'm pressing the control. But yeah, I'm pressing the control and then I'm waiting several seconds before the computer comes up. All right, so her documents look clean. I have to remember to give the other chick a ticket for expired license, I believe. All right, her blood alcohol's clean. But yeah, I would like to play this with a partner. I've seen a couple people streaming it in co-op. I think it'd be nice with co-op. All right, she's okay with that. All right, so neither one of them is drunk or anything. All right, so I can double check her registration just with... Boy, I can't see, hang on. Just with the registration sticker on her car. August 21, all right, so her registration is valid. Let me check her license again.
Would you please show me your driver's license and registration?
Okay, officer. There you go.
Yeah, her license expired in April, so she has an expired license. But her insurance is good through September. All right, she's okay. I'm going to give her a ticket for expired license, though. Is it this one?
I'm issuing you a ticket for your expired ID. That will be between $75 and $150.
I didn't expect it to be that expensive.
We could dual stream it? Okay. All right, so let's get our pictures. What other type of stuff do you like to stream? Sauce. Wait. Oh, camera. Yeah, I lost half of my sound effects. See if I can... Oh, a little bit there. All right, no debris in the road, no tire marks. Anything more here? Nope, looks okay. All right, I think that's it. All right, so this was classified as a major accident, but to be honest, this seemed to be less troublesome than that minor accident we had a little earlier with like 3 cars that despawned.
Okay, here's your accident report.
Oh, wow. Such an extensive report.
We're finished here. You're free to go. Have a nice day and take care.
Strange Sauce says mainly try to do obscure games like simulators or horror games, but mainly variety. Okay. You have some younger folks you play Fortnite with, and you just finished Vampire on stream the other day. Okay, cool. And hello, Jeep Guy. She's guilty, take her to jail. Right. Welcome, Jeep Guy. How you doing, man? All right, give her a report.
This is your accident report.
This is an accurate
You know, it's nice
report.
to have
Thank you.
2 people involved in an accident for a change that were not complete assholes or criminals.
You're good to go. Drive safe and have a nice day.
I mean, everybody else, every shift, the rest of the night has been like, you know, seriously sus. As Spud likes to say. All right, that's it. So I think I should be glad that we survived the game obviously crashing and recovering. Night shift almost over? Right. Yeah, just a few more minutes. Where is... I think that's where our... Is that our station right there? Wait, did I start a station here? I don't see... The other thing is now they changed the game so that you see all the police precincts at once. So I don't remember which station I came from now. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Shift's over. Where's the station? Oh, it's around the corner. All right. Station is that away? Hang on. How do I get there? Turn around. That's how. When the timer is up, it'll take you to the closest one. Yeah, it'll be up in a second, but I've noticed since the last update. Oh no, not another accident. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Well, let's see what happens, because maybe it's something I didn't notice before. Let me turn that waypoint off. Because it used to be before the last update, I would only see the station I came from once the timer was up.
Your shift is over, officer.
But now I see... Sorry. I see all of them. Issue Q and in-shift scene or location, I mean. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't in-shift until I go back to the precinct. I just don't know which one I came from. I don't remember. I'm just going to assume this one because I don't think it really matters because now I've discovered that I can check out and end my shift at any precinct. It's just... I know it's not always the one I came from. So I'm just going to go back here. All right, so we lost half of our sound effects, but looks like we're going to finish the shift. I hope. Knock on wood. All right, yeah, this is the one I came from. Because I know because the chair is still out. You go by whichever's closest, yeah. Yeah, I guess that works too. Ooh, all right, at least we finished the shift. All right, 719 duty, shift points, no negative conduct points. No negative conduct points this time, okay. All right, so we got a couple good bonuses here for... Which one was this one? We got to stun somebody, it looks like, but... I don't even remember which one that one was now. How late are you playing? I'm down to link up. I'm actually about to end the stream right here. I've been streaming almost 4 hours. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap the stream here. Unfortunately, season. Next time, hopefully. All right. Let's see. So I don't remember. Was that somebody snatching a wallet? I don't remember which one that one was now. All right, stream brain's setting in, guys. I don't remember the details anymore now. And here's the accident. And everything looks like we maxed out all our points. And we didn't have to send anybody to jail from that accident. So that was a nice change of pace. And that's the end of the duty week. So at this point, we could pick we were in Brixton for this shift, or this week, and we can pick either now from Melting Pot or the downtown area, which is always fun. The downtown area has like sports stadiums and all kinds of stuff. So that's kind of cool. But we will check that out another time, because at this point, considering the game almost crashed right as we were trying to finish that accident scene, I think I'm pushing my luck. So we're going to end here. Expired insurance is also a traffic violation, right? Nice to meet you, though. I'll keep up and watch when I can. Hope to co-op soon. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Strange Season. Appreciate you dropping in and checking us out. Yeah, I'll have to drop in and check out your stream sometime. Yeah, I recently just started streaming again. I've been on a little bit of a break since last fall. So you just happened to catch me streaming this because, like I said, I got this game as a gift for our friend Arthur Burrows. From our friend Arthur Burrows. And because it was early access, it's not something I would have bought for myself. But he actually bought it for me around Christmas time. So I'm glad to stream that for the first time here on my channel. And I will be streaming it some more in the future. So hopefully, if you or anybody else, or Dare Tubbers or any of the other people I follow who have been playing it ahead of time, drop me a line sometime if you'd like to co-op. I'm down to give you to watch your six, so to speak, guys. Alrighty, guys. So I'm just looking for a raid victim, and we're gonna punch out. And hello, Katie. Katie, you're just in time for me to wrap the stream. How you doing? Good to see you. Glad you're back. You do a good stream. Thank you, Strange Sauce. I appreciate that. It's nice having you here tonight too. So look forward to seeing you again. He missed your streams. Great stream. Tase everybody. Next time, Jeep Guy, we'll get some more tasing in. I think we only tased 2 people tonight. But what's kind of funny was like a lot of the other people that we excuse me, thought I shut that down. A lot of the other people that we we had warrants out on. Most of the time, it seems like when you approach those people, they run immediately. Tonight, most of the time, they didn't run very much tonight. They just kind of gave up. So that was kind of unusual. What books you got back there? Oh, jeez. I have some science fiction. I have some school books. I have a lot of books on coding and programming because I'm a professional software engineer. Just all kinds of stuff. All right, guys. So I'm just looking for a raid victim, and I think we have one, but let me check to make sure they are still streaming, because they have been streaming since before I started streaming, and I don't know how much longer they're going to be streaming. Let me double check. All right. Y'all done tonight? Yeah, Captain Loser. We're just wrapping up for the stream for tonight. We just finished our last shift right as the game kind of semi-crashed and then recovered. So I figured I was pushing my luck. But yeah, the game held up for almost 4 hours continuously. So that's pretty good. So I know the limit for streaming is probably, I'm going to say 2.5 to 3 hours before you should reboot the game, at least in its current state. All right, folks, but thanks everybody for being here. Really appreciate everybody dropping in. Like I said, I hadn't streamed since the fall. My schedule is not going to be a set schedule. We're just going to play it by ear. But yeah, glad to have everybody drop in and keep me company tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the new game tonight. It kind of keeps in our tradition of new games on Saturday night. But we will see what the schedule is going to be like going forward. So thanks everybody for dropping in. All right, so Before I go, thank you for the new follows from Strange Sauce. I appreciate the bits from Captain Andy B and Miss Lovely Hannah who came by earlier rather. Resubs tonight from Story Writer and Arthur Barros, and we had a brand new sub from Timmy Thumb, who subscribed with Twitch Prime. Appreciate that. And yeah, just appreciate everybody being here. All right, guys, so if I can type, we will throw our first raid of the season to our buddy Hyper Junkie, who is currently streaming Elden Ring, who has been streaming like an Iron Man since before I was streaming tonight. All right, folks. So, yeah, really appreciate it. I may stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. It depends on, how things go. TNS, thank you. Appreciate the alert. TNS, hope your dinner turned out well. Drop me a whisper. Let me know what you cooked. All right, folks. Yeah, good night to you also, Captain. Oh, Timmy Thumb still hanging out. Thank you, Timmy. Really appreciate the sub. Appreciate your company. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Timmy is the only person I did not shout out earlier, I believe. All right, folks. Everybody have a great rest of your Saturday night and hang around for the raid. Appreciate the company. Take care. See you soon.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.